Good afternoon and welcome to the season opener for Goshen College men's soccer. I'm Andrew Snyder here alongside J.D. Hirschberger from the John Ingold Athletic Complex up in the broadcast booth above the stands of the soccer complex as the Maple Leafs and the Purdue University Northwest Pride get ready for what both teams hope is a good start to their 2016 campaign.
Absolutely, Andrew. I cannot even express in words how excited I am that soccer is back on. We don't have a huge crowd because Goshen College's students haven't quite returned to campus, but it's going to be an exciting atmosphere either way. The season opener for both teams and a program opener for another.
Yeah, we're looking at just under 13 and a half minutes down till kickoff. And you just mentioned it, Purdue Northwest is out of the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference, while the Maple Leafs hail from the Crossroads League. Now, Goshen and Purdue Northwest technically meeting for the first time ever. For Purdue Northwest, they're in their inaugural year as a school, let alone as a soccer team. The institution is a product of two distinct regional subsidiaries that were merged over the summer into one school with two separate campuses. So that was Purdue North Central did not sponsor men's soccer. However, Purdue Calumet, they did. They finished with a 12-5-2 record in 2015. However, in the transition of merging two schools, some turnover is inevitable, and Purdue Northwest men's soccer definitely felt some of that pain.
Yeah, 8 of their top 10 scorers from the last season did not return to the squad this year, including the top 5. It's a big hurt, but, scoring isn't everything. One of the bigger keys they do have returning from that Purdue Calumet squad is goalkeeper Miguel David, who made 14 starts and averaged the 47th best mark in the nation. The goals against average of just 1.13. So a star in the net to look out for Purdue Northwest.
Yeah, and a little bit of offensive prowess as well. In their season opener last year at Purdue Calumet, he actually tallied an assist in their season opening 5-1 victory over Rochester. So I guess he can do it all.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. A goalkeeper contributing in all the ways he's not supposed to.
Anyway, getting back to this game at hand, Purdue Northwest, led by head coach Ryan Hayes. He's in his second season as the head coach in the Purdue University Northwest Indiana region. He was a head coach for the Calumet Peregrines last year and now takes on his first season as the head coach of the Pride here, Purdue University Northwest. And got to be honest, he wasted no time producing a postseason appearance for his squad back with the Peregrines.
That's right. The Peregrines went to the NAIA tournament last year, but fortunately a 3-0 defeat at the hands of Davenport University made an immediate end to that trip.
Yeah, and a lot of times you see teams, they get to the national champion or the national tournament, and then they lose in the first round, so you kind of forget about them. But you don't want to forget how big of a thing that is for a program just to go to the national tournament. Goshen College understands that feeling a lot as they sent their women's basketball team to the national tournament last season. Hopefully going to do it again this year, but
we'll wait pretty well last time.
Anyway, looking over on the Maple Leaf side, Aaron Patrick starting his third season with the Maple Leafs, and a decent amount of change in the roster personnel from last year, but it hasn't hindered his expectations and his excitement for this year's team.
That's right. Aaron Patrick said this is definitely one of the most athletic teams he's ever been a part of, so that's exciting to see. Just 9 of the 24 players from last year's roster are back to play for the Maple Leafs this year. The only one with at least 3 years of experience on the roster is senior Jaden Chupp, so look for Chupp to be a leader out there for the Maple Leafs. But at the very least, some international talent as well, certainly making its mark. Trinidad and Tobago and England, the two main international products for this Goshen College team.
Yeah, Jaden Chupp is making the start, as in numerous of those international players as well. Quick reverting back to head coach Aaron Patrick. He is coached here for the Maple Leafs. He's also coached on the Bethel College Pilot coaching team, and then he also coaches high school soccer in the spring with Elkhart County United, the club program here in Elkhart County. So plenty of teams he's coached or been a part of, and for him to say that this is one of the most athletic he's ever seen, quite high praise. We'll see how they do here tonight. Now looking at both of these teams' schedules, the only common opponents they have are going to be Marion and Bethel this season, with both of which are in the Crossroads League with Goshen College. However, this is the first season that Goshen will play, will play only one team from the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Last year they played 2. They lost to Robert Morris at home 5-1, and then St. Xavier on the road 2-1. That game was in overtime. Brody Knopfsinger and Nate Nussbaum, respectively, had the Maple Leaf goals.
Speaking of Nate Nussbaum, actually the leading scorer for either team heading into this game. He scored 4 goals last season, and considering some of the losses Purdue Northwest suffered in the transition from Calumet, that actually is the leading number.
Taking a look around the rest of the Crossroads League here today, Bethel College is out in California. Would love to have a trip out there with some soccer. They're taking on San Diego Christian. That game kicked off just a little bit ago at 4:30. And then later this evening, Taylor University kicks off their season. They're down in Upland as they host the University of St. Francis out of Illinois, the Fighting Saints there. We're going to take a looking at the clock, still counting down, just under 9 minutes remaining. We're going to take a quick break, get a little bit resituated here, and figure out the starting lineups as we get closer and closer to kickoff of this 2016 men's soccer season here from the Goshen College Athletic Complex. Welcome back to your home for Goshen College Athletics. I'm Andrew Snyder alongside J.D. Hirschberger, and moments away from starting the starting whistle of this 2016 men's soccer season here from the Goshen College Soccer Complex, located within the John Ingold Athletic Complex. Lots of big names, lots of new names to this entire athletic facility here for Goshen College, as they recently dedicated the entire outdoor facilities to John Ingold for all of his dedication and service to Goshen College athletics throughout the years. But however, back to this game. Before we get to the start, first we got to look at some starting lineups. So first for Purdue University Northwest, the Pride, here's JD.
That's right. Starting in goal, we talked about him earlier, junior Miguel David, one of the stars of this Pride team. A senior 6-foot defender, Sergio Reyes. Other defenders, Grant Ugarte, 6'5" freshman. Georgi Chencharovich, a 6'2" defender. Number 6, Michael Brownsey, a freshman forward. And also forward, number 8, Alec Guarino, a 5'8" freshman. Starting in the midfield, a 5'9" freshman, Jaime Garcia. Felix Gunzel is a sophomore midfielder. Moving down to number 17, Zach Dopke is a junior midfielder, standing at 6'2". Number 20, Joanne Spence is a senior forward. And number 33, Tulio Ribeiro, starts as a junior forward wing.
Once again, the Pride, coached by Ryan Hayes in his second season, spent his first one with the former Purdue Calumet Peregrines before they transitioned into the team we see here today. Flipping over to the Maple Leaf side of things, starting 11 that is a mix of old and new. Starting in the back, in goal, sophomore Johan Escalante gets the nod. He started 3 matches last year and appeared off the bench in 2 other ones. He made 21 saves in his freshman campaign. In front of him stands a flat 4-back line with height and speed in the middle and quickness on the wings. Moving left to right, we see Daniel Rosales, a freshman out of Goshen High School. Tevin Jilks, a sophomore from Trinidad and Tobago, who spent his summer playing with Toledo United FC in the Premier League of America. Beside him, Jaden Chupp, a senior from Elkhart and the lone surviving member of the original class of 2017. He earned second-team all-conference honors last year and makes his 47th career start here tonight. And last but not least, holding down the right back position, same as he did last year, it's Ethan Francois Revalier, sophomore out of Leicester, England, who started every game of his Goshen College career and adding to that number here today. Moving through the midfield, we see a triangle in the center consisting of sophomore newcomer Andre Famosaya in the holding position, with returnees senior Calvin Mangunda and sophomore Nate Nussbaum in the offensive roles. Both Mangunda and Nussbaum tallied goals last season, 2 and 4 respectively. Then along the top, once again moving left to right, we see sophomore Spencer Ashelman. He's out of Salem, Oregon. Junior Brody Knopfsinger from Archbold, Ohio. And freshman Ollie Smith from Thirsk, England. Once again, the starting 11, Escalante in goal, Tevin Jilks and Jaden Chupp in front of him. Daniel Rosales on the left wing, Ethan Francois Revalier on the right. Andre Famosaya playing defensive center mid, Calvin Mangunda and Nate Nussbaum in front of him on the attack. Then Spencer Ashelman and Ollie Smith on the left and right wings respectively, with Brody Knopfsinger up top as the center striker. Looking at the officials for tonight, in the center, it's going to be Christopher Hack, and then his 2 assistants, Khaled Gonzalez and Bob Gibson, wrapping up the 3 in charge of tonight's contest. The referees are in red tops, black bottoms. The Pride come black shorts with a gold number on the right leg, and then a gold top that has white around the shoulders, black numbers and letters around the front and back. Looking over to the Maple Leaf side, wearing the same uniforms they wore for pretty much all of last season. It's purple shorts, purple socks, and then gray and purple checkered front with numbers on the front and back, Goshen across the shoulders on the back. Once again, head coach for the Maple Leafs is Aaron Patrick. Also, the goalies, can't forget about them. They get to wear different colors as usual. For the Maple Leafs, Escalante in a neon yellow with black shorts. And as for Miguel David, he's in orange top, black shorts, black socks. As you can see, players walking out to the center with the officials. We're going to run through the lineups once again. Now you can actually see them on the field. We'll wait until they get all the way out there and turn around for you, however. Want to make sure that you can actually see their fronts instead of just their backs. So JD, as we get closer and closer to kickoff, clock still counting down, hasn't been reset yet. What are going to be some keys here for both of these teams to get out to a hot start as they begin their 2016 campaigns?
Goshen's offense last year definitely had its hot moments, but had a lot more cold moments in general. It largely contributed to that losing record we saw last year. Aaron Patrick clearly hoping some of that newer athleticism inserted into this team will bring some energy and life. Undoubtedly, athleticism means quite a bit in a sport of constantly running, but we'll see if the chemistry is there already with so many new players. That'll be a big test for Goshen. Meanwhile, for Purdue Northwest, it's probably very much a similar thing. Is the chemistry there for a team that's kind of been pieced together all in one offseason? Very few returners. Generally, for both teams, very new squads.
Ball boys on both sides of the field getting ready to go. The assistant referees checking the nets, World Cup-style goals behind at both ends of the field, and lovely banners around. You can see them across half there, Goshen Maple Leaf Soccer, GoLeafs.net, and Goshen. Great work from the men's soccer team. They spent a practice putting all those up, and I can tell you, having done it in past years, it is no easy task. You have to drive stakes into the ground and then somehow attach the banners to the stakes and make sure that they don't fall over and are strong enough to withhold weather and everything. Overall, it's just plenty of fun. Maple Leafs have taken their positions. Knopfsinger out front, Smith on the far side, Ashelman on the near side, Nussbaum, Mangunda in the middle there. Right behind them is Famosaya. Out on the right wing, we see Ethan Francois Revalier. On the left wing here, on the near side, Daniel Rosales. In the middle, Jaden Chupp on the near side, Tevin Jilks on the far side. Back in goal, Johan Escalante. Flipping over to the other side, back in goal, Miguel David. However, as we get ready into the center circle we go, it's going to be Pride ball to kick off. And the 2016 season is underway. Ball drops back, all the way back to David in goal. Comes out to the near side. Minimal pressure here from Ashelman. Ball comes out to the wing. Ashelman right there. Knopfsinger pressuring from the middle. Ball cleared up the sideline. Chupp's going to get a head on it. That's actually going to pounce him. He clears it, however, with the over-the-head kick. Nussbaum clears some space as Ashelman tries to settle the ball. Can't do so. Ball played into the middle with it now. With it in the middle. Shot from Brownsy is blocked away, and Smith's going to chase it down to the corner. Looking up the line, not really anyone there, just clears it up. Knopfsinger in pursuit. However, it's going to be headed away. There Ugarte is. Ball to the middle with it now. Forced to backtrack, clears it out to the left wing. The player cannot get there. It rolls out of bounds for the first throw-in. Smith's going to let Francois Revalier come up to take this one.
A turnover for the Pride, but early possession has been in favor of Purdue Northwest. Let's see what Goshen can do with its first real set piece.
Mosiah plays it forward down that far line looking for Smith. No run there. It's going to dribble all the way back to David in the goal box. He will keep it in play on his feet. He can pick it up, and there he does. Ball is rolled out. Maple Leafs have retreated back into a more tight formation on defense. Ball played up that far line, looking towards the middle for Guardino. However, can't get it to him. Francois Revalier clears it away. It's going to be a throw-in for the Pride. Throw up the line. Manguna fighting for it. Nussbaum there as well. Ball get played over to the near side. And Gunzel has it. Clears it back to the middle, but Chupp is there. Ball played forward for Knopfsinger. He might be through on this one. Settles the ball down, loses it a bit. Still fighting for it, but it's going to be cleared away just in time. Brownsy there for the clear.
I'd love to see Goshen take a possession there instead of kind of chasing one up. Knopfsinger was really by himself up there at top.
Gunzel on the right side, working against Chump, gets into the box. Drops it off. The shot is taken. Escalante push save out to the near side. The ball still in play. Ball chipped back into the middle. A touch put on it. A shot taken, cleared away now by Mangunda. Ball settled down. Spence has it. It's going to drop it all the way back. Now Reyes with it. He's got pressure immediately. However, gets around Ashelman and gives it back to Spence. Spence to the middle for Ribeiro. Ribeiro back to Spence. Spence trying to get around Mangunda and then earns a throw-in.
The Goshen defense looking a little bit soft in the box there earlier. Some pretty easy crosses into a dangerous zone, but Escalante with a save, and the Goshen defense held strong.
Ball up the line, Guarino working against, that's Rosales. He can't get there. Jilks will clear away to Smith. Smith turns to the outside. He's working against Chincherovich. Ball up the line, Smith still on the run. A little hesitation move still now on Brownsy. Tries to get around, cannot. And Chincherovich now with the ball. Plays it to the middle. The Pride looking to switch the ball. Ribeiro comes all the way near side and gets it to Gunzel. Gunzel dribbles towards the middle, looking for an overlapping run from Spence. It's not there in time, so he goes back to the middle and drops it off. Now for Dopke. Dopke plays the ball out to the left wing. There, Chincherovich crosses the timeline. Midline, I should say. Plays it down the line, but no one there. Out of play. Maple Leaf throw in.
Not too many terribly coordinated attacks so far from either team. Kind of getting their feel for themselves. It's very understandable being a season opener.
3.5 minutes gone by, no score. Ball along the back line for the Pride. Ball coming to the near side. Reyes with it. Sits in the middle of the field and now plays it over to the near side for Spence. Spence back into the middle. Drops to Dopke. Dopke with it, looking to the near side. Nussbaum is there, strips it away, falls down, gets up and still gets the ball, plays it through for Knopfsinger. Knopfsinger takes a touch on his left foot. A little hesitation, gets around the defender all the way to the end line, plays it back to the middle, deflected away right to Ashelman on the edge of the corner, puts it back into the box. It's long, but Smith able to chase it down, has it on his left foot, top of the box, tries to slip through, ball bounces, deflects away, cleared away, Manguna. We're going to have a foul. First foul of the contest. Just a lot of bodies flying around in the box there.
Yeah, but I liked what Goshen College decided to do. Put some pressure on right in the midfield zone. It earned them a steal, and an excellent defensive play in the box is the only reason a shot on goal wasn't registered there.
Spence with it, drops it back to Reyes. Reyes has plenty of time, surveys all his options, and chips one forward into the offensive half. Jilks the first one there, gets a head on it, and then Famosaya continues it forward right to Mangunda. Mangunda slots one through for Knopfsinger. It's a little hard, and Miguel David comes out and gets on it and then hops on the loose ball.
Miguel David only able to get his toe on that one. It popped right up where he kicked it, but there was no one but himself to pick it up on the other end. Opportunity for the Leafs just didn't fall their way.
Ball in the middle. That's Garcia with it. Jaime Garcia drops it back off. Now Chincherovich has it. Chinchera a few touches to the middle. Continues on and then slots one through. Great pass there as he finds Garcia. Garcia moving forward on the left wing. Takes a touch and places it into the middle. Chupp is there immediately. Valmasai and Nussbaum combined to clear that one away. However, not far enough. Nussbaum still working on with it as it falls back to the foot of Dopke. Dopke decides to keep possession, plays it all the way back to his back line. And on the far side, Chincherovich resettles. Plays it up the line. A little bit of a fumble there from Brownsy, but he keeps it and earns the foul. Great job to protect the ball and pick up the the set piece for the Pride.
And you can tell it was definitely something Aaron Patrick planned before the game. The midfielders are going to play very aggressive, going for a lot of steals, definitely not shying away from contact in the midfield. I'd like to see the defensive line play a little bit cleaner, though. They've had a few fumbles here and there.
Standing over the ball is Felix Gunzel. A one-man wall and Ollie Smith guarding that near post, but from a solid 45 yards out, not much doubt this one is going to be a cross rather than a shot. Ball played into the box, and it's right at Escalante. Didn't have to move a bit for that one, and no pressure from the offense either. Escalante tosses out the right wing for Francois Revalier, and here come the Maple Leafs.
That was a great throw by Escalante. Revalier is having a great run.
And now he plays it forward for Smith. Tries to cut in. However, the defender is there. Gunzel clears it up the line. And Famosaya with it now. He's got time. He's got Nussbaum in the middle. He's going to give it to him. Nussbaum opens up, keeps continuing with it, slots it through for Nofsinger. Nofsinger plays it back left side for Rosales. Settles, great touch there, and continues up the line. He's got Ashelman painting his heels there on the line, plays it through to him. Spence there in defense, clears it away. First corner kick of the contest of the season to the Maple Leafs.
Bit of a mistake there by Purdue Northwest. That clearance for just a throw-in would have been pretty easy, but his kick was off the mark and went just inside the flag.
Ollie Smith to take the kick. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger here. See what he can do with it. Sets the ball. 7 Maple Leafs in the box. Famosaya sitting at the top of the arc. They're going to play it short to Nussbaum on the near corner of that 18-yard box. Fakes a shot, gets around one, and hits it left-footed towards the far post on the ground. Cleared away by the Pride defense. Famosaya is going to get this one all the way here at the near touchline. Right at half field. Looks at his options, chips one forward for Nofsinger. I think he's going to be offsides, and indeed he is. There's the flag.
I didn't dislike that idea on the corner kick, passing it short to pass it in from a different angle. It can catch a lot of defenses off target, but a pass along the ground into such a sea of defenders is just usually not a recipe for success.
That's something we saw a lot last year as well, especially with Nate Nussbaum. That's a player-specific move because if he can get a touch and get a hit, he has quite the powerful shot. And you never know, either the shot hits on frame or it takes a deflection. You never know what you're going to get in those.
That's true.
Over there, he decided to opt for the low pass instead. Coming up the far sideline, the Pride are going to lose this one out of bounds. Francois Revalier will throw it back in to get the action moving. 8 minutes gone by. Still no score here from the Maple Leaf Complex. Goshen College and Purdue University Northwest kicking off their 2016 men's soccer seasons. Ball up the far side on a throw. Chasing it down there is Guarino. Working against Francois Revalier. Francois Revalier takes this one away, jokes with it, plays it back to Revalier, lets it slip under his foot, and the Pride have it again. Brownsy working with it, poked away from him. Now Mangunda on that far sideline. Looks forward for Nofsinger. Nofsinger was checking instead of going to the corner, so it's a free ball all the way back to David in the box.
Yeah, considering how aggressive Goshen wants to play in the midfield, I'm surprised they're not holding on to the ball a little bit more when they get it. Give themselves a break. Goshen's having to run around the field a lot more than the Pride are.
Near sideline with the ball. There's Gunzel. Drops it back for Spence. Spence to the middle. Looking to go the other direction is Brownsy. However, he loses it. Smith with it moving forward. Smith around one. Smith around two. Tries to touch around to third, but unable to do so as Ugarte able to slide in and steal that one away. Spence on the near sideline. Taps it for Gunzel. He tries to flick it around and ends up losing it out of play. It's going to be Maple Leaf throw. Great defense there from Rosales and from Ashelman. Ball in the middle. Nofsinger settles it, looking to go back to Rosales. Unable to do so, however, Gunzel's clears straight up as well. Ball with it in the middle now. Ribeiro with it. Looks up the line for Gunzel. Rosales is there and wins the ball back. Nussbaum helps him out. Ball in the middle. Nofsinger's going to settle this one down. Gets around one. He's got 3 defenders in his way. Dribbles to the far sideline, pokes it out for Ollie Smith. It's a little behind him, but Francois Revalier getting in the attack now as well. Smith still with the ball, chips it into the box, looking for Nofsinger. Reyes gets there instead. Mangunda working Nussbaum in the middle as well. Mangunda with it, now back to Nussbaum, and poked away this time. It's going to be Dopke. Near sideline, Gunzel. Touches it forward, and Chupp's going to be the first one there. Great job from the back line of the Maple Leafs getting to the ball on any ball played in through the middle. Ugarte with it for the Pride. Plays it forward. Great job finding Garcia. He turns, has it on his left foot, working against Chupp. Step over move, then goes out left wing, right to Francois Revalier of the defense. Plays it up for Smith. He's got a defender on his back. decides to drop it off for Francois Lavalier. Smart move there from the right winger.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to see a little bit more from Goshen. Let the back line handle it for a while. Find an opening to get downfield.
Approaching 11 minutes gone by here in the first half. Still no score between Goshen College and Purdue University Northwest. Smith tried to keep that one in and took a tumble instead. Maple Leafs earn a free kick here.
Yeah, a bit of a high kick there by the Pride, but no cards coming out yet. Certainly wasn't malicious.
Francois Ravalier standing over the ball right now. Bamosaya, an easy drop if he wants it. Still waiting for movement from his players.
Yeah, Goshen College not really loading up the box here. It's a long free kick, so.
Puts it to the top of the box, looking for Knopfsinger. However, Ugarte is there for the clear. Falls to the foot of Gunzel. Rosales working. That clear shanked right to Ollie Smith on the right wing. Touches around one. Plays to the middle. Took a deflection out of play off of the keeper. It's going to be a corner kick for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, good defensive pressure there, but never really able to settle the ball in the zone. And goalkeeper did just enough to keep his goal safe for now.
Multiple great offensive attacks here for the Maple Leafs. Still looking for that first goal of the season. Patrick providing some coaching to his back line while everyone else is forward. 7 in the box. Famosai and Nussbaum along top. In swinger. And David's going to get a punch on this one right to Famosai top of the key. Heads it back into the box. Ashman on the backside. Flag stays down. Ball bounces out to Rosales. Rosales chases it down to the corner. It's going to stay in play. Drops it back for Smith. Smith takes a touch towards the end line. Still with the ball on his foot. All the way to the end line. Tries playing it in. And David is there for the save.
Probably about as good of a corner as you could possibly expect in that situation from Ollie Smith. But the goalkeeper gobbled it up pretty easily.
A quick throw to the near sideline, working up. Gunzel, however, Chupp's going to get there first and plays it right back. Spence intercepts that one. Spence with plenty of time here on the right wing. He's going to drop it off for Dopke. Dopke opens to the middle, drops it off for Ugarte. Ugarte out to the left wing, just beyond the reach of Ano, who tries to save it in, but it's actually going to go over the end line. And Escalante is going to get he's going to keep this one in play. Good job to hustle over there and keep it in play for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, the punt generally considered better than a goal kick.
However, not necessarily this punt, as it doesn't even get to half field, but it does find the head of Nate Nussbaum, then to Manguna's chest and down to the feet. Rosales with it, takes a touch, working into the middle. Now plays to Famosai. He's going to open up, trying to play it out wide. Francois Lavalier takes a deflection right, almost as good as what the first pass could have been. Up the line to Smith. Smith, a few roll moves, working towards the middle. Still has the ball on his foot, now loses it, but takes a tumble, no whistle. Ref shaking his head saying, get back up and keep playing soccer. Nussbaum at the middle. Swings it out left wing for Ashelman. Ashelman working down against Spence and earns another corner kick for the Maple Leafs. That's their third of the contest.
Ashelman not able to win a 1v1 against a defender, which would have been huge if he could, but earning another corner kick, all the corner kicks going to Goshen College thus far.
On the right side, or down here in the left corner, it's going to be Ollie Smith taking the kick, the right in-swinger. Nice for the Maple Leafs to have both a right-handed or right-footed and left-footed kickers for the respective corner kicks. Yeah. The in-swinger from Smith. There were people there. Ball settled down by Mangunda, actually, on the far side of the 6. Ashwin now top of the key, settles, tries to take a hit, still pokes free, and finally Spence clears it out over that far sideline. More and more offensive opportunities for the Maple Leafs. You're bound to think they're going to get one eventually.
Yeah, a lot of bodies were flying around at that ball. It ended up landing at Manguda's feet, but the visibility of the ball was so low, he looked kind of surprised to have it there. Quickly swarmed by defenders at any rate.
Ball in the middle, ball played up the line all the way back to Escalante in the box. Settles it down with his shin, and now has it at his foot, wearing neon cleats to go along with the neon uniform that he is obligated to wear.
It's very easy to see him.
No doubt there. Gunzel gets a foot on that clear, but it falls to Nussbaum, plays it forward. Reyes sweeps it away, and Chupp's going to have to chase this one down to the corner. Gunzel applying a bit of pressure. Chupp clears it away, no problem to Mangunda. Touches middle, Famosaya. Famosaya far side. It's Ashelman. Ashelman and Smith have switched sides now. And now Brody Knopfsinger in the middle takes a touch, but cannot get around David. Two defenders were kind of sandwiching him there.
Yeah. Technically got to the ball first, but definitely couldn't control it at all. That little toe touch is all he was able to get.
Reyes and Spence on the near side with the ball. Waiting for players to check. They're going to go back to David in goal. 16 minutes gone by, still scoreless here. 0-0 between Goshen and Purdue University Northwest. Ball on the right side, Dopke with it. Dopke back over to Chincherovich. Chincherovich trying to play through the middle. This is a very compact middle for the Maple Leafs, and yet somehow the Pride able to get through it. Garcia with it now, about 25 yards out, top of the key. Working to the left. Chup playing some very hard defense there. He's folk to poke it back to Ribeiro. He can't get around Mangunda, and Nussbaum has the ball now.
Perfect defense by Jaden Chup, forcing a kicker who is obviously not comfortable shooting with his left foot to only do that option.
Spence with it, poked away from behind by Smith, and we're going to have whistle. Foul going to be called. I think it's going to be Gunzel who drew that foul. I believe received a little bit of a push from Nussbaum on that loose ball in the air a little bit ago. Jaime Garcia over the ball. The left footer. 3 in the box, a fourth approaching. Maple Leafs with 5 defenders standing along the 18 as we head towards the 28 minutes remaining here in the first half. Garcia's kick towards the far post. Head flick back towards the middle, and there's Jokes to clear this one away. Otherwise, there were 2 Pride members there waiting for that ball. Nussbaum pokes it away to Ashelman on the far side. Pokes it around Chincherovich, and here comes Ashelman. Ashelman across half. He's got Smith on the backside. Tries playing it to Knopfsinger. Knopfsinger, good touch. Gets around a defender in Reyes. Around another. Oh, and goes down to the box, and a penalty kick has been awarded. Maple Leafs with a chance to take the lead from the spot. 15 yards to separate the Maple Leafs from a 1-0 lead.
And that is what aggressive play can do for you. You might think, and I have said it before, why make so many offensive opportunities when you don't have those numbers? They're pushing forward when the numbers don't favor them at all, but you get those fouls, you get those set pieces, and this is the best set piece of them all. Just a
15 feet.
Direct shot with only a goalie.
Freshman Ollie Smith to take it. Miguel David in the net. Smith approaches right foot, puts it under the crossbar and in. A little bit of risk there, but makes it work. 1-0 lead for the Maple Leafs.
Hey, hitting that top corner, the hardest shot to defend by far on a penalty kick. So Ollie Smith felt confident about it.
And Smith comes over to shake head coach Aaron Patrick's hand. His first collegiate goal with the Maple Leafs. Hopefully many more coming.
Yes. First goal of the season for Goshen College as well. Obviously our first game of the season.
27:37 left here on the clock. In the first half, Maple Leafs now lead 1-0. The Pride play it all the way back on the kick. Now Dopke with it. He's double teamed there from Nussbaum and Mangunda and somehow slips through both of them. Garcia with it now. Ashwin from behind pokes it all the way back, and Escalante is going to just clear this one away. Chincherovich settles down, takes a few touches forward, and gives it to Garcia. Garcia touches it forward. Guarino with it, working on that far side against Famosaya. Throws it into the box. There on the backside is Gunzel, touches it down, and cannot put it on frame. Very lucky for the Maple Leafs. They're going to say it was touched by Escalante, so it's going to be a corner kick. But bad defense on the backside. Rosales not marking his man, and Gunzel almost made him pay.
Yeah, the back line looking a little weak against it yet again. Goshen College just needs to keep it together a little bit more. They definitely have great players on that back line, but a few too many times we've seen the Pride slip behind them.
6 in the box for the Pride. The in-swinger towards the top of the 6. It looks like Jaden Chup the first to get a head on it, and then Escalante will come up and grab the ensuing free ball. He's going to wait for players to clear away. Good job for the Maple Leaf defense holding strong. Escalante drops the ball. He will play it with his feet. Clears this one forward, looking to the far side. Chincherovich able to get there. Otherwise, Smith would have been through. Smith and Ashelman have switched back. Smith on the far side, Ashelman on the nears. Great run from Guarino, but he is offsides. And so good step by the Maple Leaf defense. That back four playing flat, and good job from the center two, Chup and Jilks, to stay in communication with each other and keep a flat line.
Jilks can take this free kick. And I do see a bit of an opening here on the left side of the field. Let's see if Jilks sees it.
Instead goes up to Nossinger, who flicks it through for Mangunda. Only David DeBeat pokes it around and goes down to the box. And another penalty kick. This time it's Miguel David. Looks like we've got a card coming out of the pocket. A yellow card has been issued to Miguel David, but Mangunda is still down, holding his right knee. That is not a good sign. He spent missed a few games last season with an injury. So we'll see how serious this one is. Took quite a knock there from David.
Yeah, it looks like the medical staff for Goshen is going to have to take a look at Mangunda as he is still writhing on the ground. And yes, the official call.
Now they have been. It's Erica Alberton, the new. It's so weird. I'm used to saying K is just the medical. But new to this year as former training leader Linda Kaminskis retired after countless years of service at Goshen College, and now Erica Alberton takes over. And Alberton, this isn't her first time doing soccer. She's been with numerous establishments before, and also spent some time with the United States national team for one of their exhibitions. So safe to say she knows what she's doing.
I agree. She's clearly helped Calvin Mangunda. He's back
walking.
on his feet and walking back to the line.
The magic touch.
Absolutely.
And this time it's going to be Brody Knopfsinger to take the penalty kick potentially. However, first we need a sub for the injured player. Haven't seen a player step onto the field yet.
We are going to see some subs for Purdue University Northwest as well, because I see them waiting. They have been for quite some time, but no one is actually replacing them. You would think this would be the opportune time to do so. Players getting drinks, getting a little bit of a break.
Looks like Mangunda might just be coming right back in.
Yeah, it looks like Mangunda's all right, which means the situation is nothing but good for Goshen College. Another penalty kick is earned, and again, the sheer athleticism of Goshen and one defensive error by Purdue University Northwest really costing them. And this time, the penalty committed by the goalkeeper. Although I will say, as a goalie in that situation, that is exactly what you were supposed to do. Miguel David ran up on the ball. He just got a little bit too much of
Singer to take. Puts to the right. And a great save from David. Score stays at 1-0. Ball on the far sideline. Nussbaum chasing down Garcia. Plays up the line, takes a deflection out of play. It's going to be Pride throw-in. Ball to the middle. Ribeiro loses it up the line to Smith. He turns with it and runs. Some pressure from behind, but able to keep the ball still. Working on Chincherevich now. Gets to the line. Cuts it back. Trying to earn a corner. And they're going to say he does. The ball went out of play before it hit Smith. Therefore, a corner kick for the Maple Leafs. It was interesting. Before that penalty kick, I saw Chincherevich was in the box while Mangunda was being attended to. Actually, had a little conversation there with Knopfsinger. Gave him a little handshake / high five thing. Who knows what they were saying, but maybe it got to Knopfsinger. Wasn't able to capitalize. Was a good save, though, from Miguel David.
Mangunda returns to the game. Goshen was actually playing a man down. Number 29, Murillo Kunha, and number 5, Afalabi Jacob entering the game and leaving. Looks like it's Chincherevich. I can't see the numbers. No, that is Michael Brownsy, excuse me.
And Tulio Ribeiro, I believe the other. In-swinger from Rosales into the box. It's going to be cleared over the box. I'm going to say goal kick, even though, at least from here, it looked like it was off of the Pride head.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, goal kick. 1-0, still the score. Just under 24 minutes left here in the first half. Goshen leads 1-0. David to take the kick.
Goshen packing up the middle often with their defense. They're really letting Purdue University get to the sides if they want to, but they feel they can stop that offensive flow if they really plug up the center of the field.
Chubb gets the head on that one, then plays it. Knopfsinger tried to settle it, but loses it. And now Ugarte plays it back to Reyes. Reyes up the near side, and Chubb gets a head on it, flicking it back to Escalante. But Gunzel is there. And right at the edge of the box, Gunzel goes down, and Escalante chases down the ball. Head coach Hayes not happy on the Pride sideline. He wants a foul there. Escalante did get the ball. Ball played in the box. Now Jilks working around Gunzel as he stood up. Now Rosales with it. And there's Garcia getting a little body contact. Plays it off to Spence. And there's Spencer Ashelman cleared away. Ball bouncing around. Famosaya with it now. Working against Garcia. Can't get it away from him. Gunzel, and now we finally have a whistle. And now explaining it to the head coach, Ryan Hayes of the Pride, wondering why that is not a penalty kick when the two at the other end were. And I think it's pretty fair to say Escalante got the ball, whereas David didn't on
Yeah.
either occasion.
No, I definitely disagree with the head coach on this one. I thought Escalante's play was clean. He blocked the ball with his body. It was the offensive player charging into Escalante. And he's a big body out there. You don't just charge into Johan Escalante. You got to be ready for that impact.
3-man wall guarding the near post on this Pride kick. Jaime Garcia over the ball. He's a left-footed. Could potentially make an attempt at that near post. 22 minutes left here in the first half. Players come in. Garcia hits it low towards the middle of the box. Great flick there. And a shot. That's one that's deflected by Ugarte. Ball played right back in. Still bouncing around. And with it now, Kuna chips it in. Looking. That's great job from Rosales getting that way to Ashelman. Ashelman looking up the line for Nussbaum. That ball is going to drift right to the coach. Coach Patrick makes a good touch with his knee.
Yeah.
It's going to be a Pride throw-in.
Head coach didn't forget how to play, you know?
Played professionally, so you'd hope that he still has at least some of the skills. Ball on the far sideline. Chincherovich with it and quite a bit of space. Plays it up that sideline looking. And there's Escalante coming out to clear this one away.
Great read by Escalante. Knew as soon as that ball was kicked, I need to go get that. Meanwhile, for Goshen College, not playing as offensively pretty as Purdue University Northwest, I would say. That last little flick probably should have been a goal in there. Should have at least been a
And
shot
here's
on
another
goal.
attempt as Jacob tries to get through, but Escalante is just going to let this one roll all the way to the end line and then keep it in play.
Yep.
Waste some clock here, forcing the pressure from Gunzel, and now picks it up with his hands.
Escalante has to see the open side of players here. Let's see if he
Clears it, looks more or less right down the middle, looking for Knopfsinger. Over there on his back is Ugarte, clears it away. Then back to the middle by Guarino. Kuna with it now. Cleared away by Francois Rivalier, looking for Smith. Chincherovich there, however, settles it down 2 touches with the head there. And now Ugarte with it down on the ground to Chincherovich again. Touches it middle for Kuna. Kuna back to Chincherovich. To the middle, Dopke with space to turn. And Field in front of him. Still on the touch. And there's Ashelman. Great tackle from Ashelman. Maple Leafs have the ball coming the other direction. And now another great touch and plays it out. Plenty of space for Francois Rivalier on the far side. Plays it up the line for for Smith.
Ashelman gave up his body for that tackle, but it was a fantastic play. High risk, high reward, but now the Leafs have an offensive possession.
Francois Rivalier serves it off the right foot into the box. Mangunda with it there, working against Spence, and Spence is going to win that battle, the taller of the two. Spence near sideline. Gets it just over the head of Rosales, right to the foot of Guarino. Now to the middle, Gunzel. Gunzel on the left foot. He's going to have a rip over the crossbar. And a goal kick for the Maple Leafs. Just under 20 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Some pretty coordinated plays from Purdue University Northwest continue to yield them these chances, but they just cannot execute in the box whatsoever. Flubs all around.
Escalante to take another kick here. This time comes to the near sideline to Nussbaum, and he immediately one-times it out of the air. I think it goes more up versus than he wanted to be more over. Nonetheless, here come the Pride. Guarino plays it forward. Jokes is there. Takes a deflection off a Chup, but he is able to clear it forward. Cross half field. Ugarte heads it back to Chincherovich. Fakes, then stumbles over the sticky ball and loses it to Mangunda. Now Smith with it. He's going to take a rip from quite a ways out. That one's just to the left, hits the Maple Leaf sign there along the end line. It's going to be a goal kick and now a sub for the Maple Leafs.
It's number 19, Ari Benjamin, junior from Castara, Trinidad and Tobago. Transfer from Lansing Community College. Glad to have him on the squad and seeing his first action here for Goshen College. And he's going to go ahead and give Brody Knopfsinger a rest.
Great first half from Brody Knopfsinger. Substitution rules mean you can only be on the field once in the first half, and so Knopfsinger cannot return until the second half. Benjamin getting some action right away, plays it off the left foot, top of the box that it would be for Mangunda. However, he loses it. Garcia with it now. Plays it to Jacob. Jacob around Famasaya. Gets across half field and plays it forward for Garcia on the near sideline. Working against Rosales. Rosales going to win this one. Pride moving left to right here. And we're going to get a foul whistle called on Ashelman, I believe. And now the assistant referee has actually ran onto the field. to mark the spot of the kick. It's going to be a free kick. Garcia will take this one. 17-17 left here in the first half. Maple Leafs lead the Pride 1-0 in men's soccer. About the 18-yard box extended out towards the sideline halfway. Garcia standing over the wall, two-man wall guarding the near post. Hits it low once again, this time to the foot of Dopke. Dopke back to Garcia outside the box. He'll take a rip, sails over the crossbar again.
Same story, next chapter. Excellent execution all the way up until actually getting the ball in the net. Isn't that how the way soccer is sometimes? You do everything right and then just flub that shot on goal.
6 shots, only 1 on goal for the Pride as opposed to 4 and 2 respectively for the Maple Leafs. Escalante places this one up the near line. Ashwin trying to get there, but not quite in time. Just in front of that Maple Leaf bench, it's going to be a Pride throw. Spence tosses it in, and now Reyes with it. Reyes takes a few touches forward, plays it right to the foot of Nussbaum, who plays it to Benjamin, moving to the middle. Tries cutting it back. It's poked away, and it's going to dribble back to David in the box. David rolls out to his left wing there as Chincherovich has it. Chincherovich gives it right back to David. He's going to have to settle, can't use his hands. Benjamin is there. A little bit of a dive there from David, and a whistle going to be earned there. And Benjamin immediately motioned, hey, he dove. I didn't touch him, but either way, no card, so no harm. Ball in the left wing. Kuna with it, loses it to Mangunda. Looking forward for Benjamin. He shields, trying to turn with it. Actually runs around the long way and still gets there. Now we've got a whistle, and we're going to get a card, potentially, and a stoppage of clock. Some language being used, I believe, as runs over to Chincherovich, and he's going to be issued a yellow card as well. 2 yellow cards this contest in the first half, both to the Pride. First, Miguel David taking out a player in the box, and now to Chincherovich for a hard foul and possibly some language afterwards.
Yeah, well, we don't know what exactly he said, obviously, but Chincherovich not even bothering to look back at the referee issuing it.
He knew what he was getting.
Yeah, he knew what was happening.
About 35, 40 yards out, the far side of the 18 extended towards midfield. Famosaya and Nussbaum both over the ball. Smith, an option down that far sideline if they want it. However, it looks like Kuna does see that option, so it will be taken away. Nussbaum going to hit this one, floats it into the box to the head of Mangunda, but he can't put it towards anyone else except for Kuna on the defense. Now Smith takes this one away. Kuna takes it away from him. Now back to Nussbaum, heading towards the corner, working against Afalabi Jacob. Throws the ball in the middle. Chincherovich tosses this one away, and now it's out of danger. Famosaya trying to get it back in there, however, unable to do so. Garcia plays it up the far sideline, looking for Guarino. Escalante is actually going to run all the way out and just calmly play this one over the sideline. Throwing along that far light, if you know the Goshen College soccer complex. 2 lights on either side of the field. Francois Valliere up that far sideline off the throw and clears it away, and it'll be another throw-in, this time on the defensive half for the Pride.
Yeah, I don't mind that throw-in. Goshen College running around a lot. Nice to give your players a little bit of a rest. And obviously field position switched entirely with this throw-in now in the defensive quarter.
14 and a half left here in the first half. Goshen leads 1-0. The goal came on a penalty kick by Ollie Smith. The foul was picked up by Brody Knopfsinger. Coming forward now for the Pride. Gunzel with it, comes to the right side, slots one through for Spence. Into the 18, gets to the 6, takes a shot. Spencer Ashelman with a beautifully slide block there. Now he has it come the other way, places it with the left foot up the line for Ari Benjamin. He lets it run through. It's a foot race now between him and Reyes. Ugarte, however, going to come over from the middle and clear this one out. Good offense again from the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, time and again, it is Goshen's offense, offensive athleticism, making up for a little bit of technical skill perhaps. And Jesus Dominguez Olvera is going to come in and give Calvin Mangunda a rest. Mangunda injured earlier in the game, but went right back to playing. It was his a foul on him that merited a penalty kick.
Rosales working near sideline, plays it up the line for Dominguez Olvera. He immediately turns, takes a little bit of a slip on the wet turf. It rained earlier this afternoon. And now with the ball, Kuna for the Pride. Dominguez Olvera still there in defense. It's actually going to be played off of him and over the end line for a goal kick. Just over 13 minutes left here in the first half. Goshen leads 1-0. The corner or the goal kick going to be played short to the near sideline. Spence with it, working against Dominguez Olvera. Giving quite a tussle, and there's the whistle. Too much contact there from Dominguez Olvera.
But the Leafs are very intentionally ruthless in this part of the field. They are looking for steals, and it has merited the majority of their chances so far.
Ball played to the far side. There's Jacob and Jilk going at it. And Francois Valliere is going to come through and swing this one away and hits it all the way back to Miguel David in the Pride box.
I can't wait for Benjamin to get the ball on that perfect runaway opportunity. He's been so close so many times. But now the ball swings back down to Goshen's defensive side.
And there's Francois Valliere again. This time clears it over the far sideline. Clock keeps ticking. Now 12.5 left here in the first half. Thrown to the middle for Gunzel. Guarino. However, Francois Valliere again is there for the Maple Leafs. This time he wants in on the attack, plays it for Smith. Smith up the line, chips it back to the middle for Benjamin. Benjamin settles, turns, loses, almost gets it back over. Ray is able to clear it away. Ashman gives it to Nussbaum on the near sideline for the Maple Leafs. Up the line for Dominguez Olvera, a little bit slow there, and there Spence able to get a poke on that one, poke it out of play. Throwing right back to Nussbaum. Takes a touch to the middle and whips one towards the far sideline, looking for Smith. He gets there. He's got to drop if he needs it, and Francois Valliere. He's taking on Jacob straight up, gets around him. Great job. Almost stumbled a little bit, still maintains possession. Still working now down into the corner. Now he uses the drop, Francois Valliere. Takes a touch. The in-swinging cross to the top, looks for Benjamin, takes a bounce. There was the Maple Leafs appealing for a handball. However, Rosales with it, loses it to Reyes. Reyes back to Jacob, or to Spence. Spence back to David. And the Pride are going to slow things down here as we enter the last 11 minutes of the first half.
Goshen really swarming the defensive players here. Not many options for passing upfield. And it's going to merit maybe a steal. Oh, that's a foul for sure.
Indeed, a foul it is. Great defense from Daniel Rosales, the freshman out of Elkhart, Indiana. Played his high school ball at Elkhart Memorial. Or excuse me, no, he's from Goshen. He played at Goshen High School, that is.
And Goshen clearly running a trap on that last play. They baited the goalkeeper to choose the near side option of a defender, and they were ready to swarm all of his choices.
Francois Valliere across the midline, looking to the far side for Smith. Smith takes a touch, working against Chincherovich, so he's going to throw this one into the box. Takes a bounce, and Spence clears it away. Great touch there from Garcia, gets it to the running forward. Kuna still coming forward. Looking to slot Gunzel, takes the deflection off the head of Jilks. Bounces, and Escalante comes out, and he's going to be fouled. A little bit of a body contact there from Gunzel. Not happy with the call, but it's the call nonetheless.
Yeah, they're very protective of goalkeepers in that case, but I definitely see Gunzel's frustration. For sure going for the ball all the way. Escalante falling over a little bit, possibly because he misjudged the ball's bounce a bit.
Nussbaum with the left foot looking far side if he gets over. However, Chincherovich able to get to that one. Now Francois Valliere will have it. Ball in the middle for Oliver Smith for the Maple Leafs. Turns to the outside. Working against Chincherovich. Some fancy footwork here. And now plays it to middle to Ashelman. Ashelman trying to get it Francois Valliere. Great job from Jacob there to poke it free. And now Guarino with it on the far sideline. Has it on his left foot. Plays it to the middle, and there's Chuck for the Maple Leafs. Ball played forward. Ugarte heads it. Now Kuna with it. Kuna turns. Plays it to Dopke. Dopke opens up to the near sideline for Spence. Joanne Spence looking forward for Gunzel. He's fouled from behind by Chupp. Free kick for the Pride.
Yeah, I think Jaden Chupp knew he was a little bit late on that slide tackle there, but I don't mind it. If anything, the back line has looked a little bit soft so far in this first half, so maybe adding a little bit of that physicality we've seen from the mids and forwards will definitely shut down the Pride a little bit more.
Once again, Garcia over the ball to take the kick for the Pride. A one-man wall, and Nate Nussbaum guarding the near post. Ball lobbed into the box. It's going to be settled down by Spence and roll off of his leg out of bounds. Goal kick for the Maple Leafs. 8:30 left here in the first half.
Yeah, again, kind of a fortunate situation there for, oh my goodness, Chincherovich is being talked by the referee again.
Looking for a clarification, but the ref not scared to talk a bit loud there. He is on the yellow card already, and he's been warned. And now we have a sub.
Yeah, the sub's going to come in. It's Kwesi Ano. And
Ano, the senior out of Brown Mills, New Jersey.
And Ano is going to replace Felix Gunzel. I liked what Gunzel showed in that first half. Definitely a strong offensive presence for the Pride.
Escalante puts the ball back into play. Famosaya tries to get there. However, Garcia, the one to actually get the head on it, falls to the foot of Guarino. Working against Jilks. Jilks has the long legs to keep the pace there. Ball played in the middle. Chupp muffs the clear, but doesn't mess up on the second try.
He kind of passed it to himself, so it worked out.
Ball comes in the near side. Famosaya looking. Domingos Olvera trying to track back. He went long instead of checking two. Another error, miscommunication there. And the Pride have it coming the other direction. Garcia in the middle. Touches it down for Dopke. Dopke looking to far side. Francois Valliere working against Guarino. Ball headed to the middle of the box, and Escalante scoops that one right up. 7:20 left here in the first half. Maple Leafs still leading 1-0 on an Ollie Smith penalty kick back in the 17th minute. Nussbaum drives it low into the middle. No one there. Ugarte coming the other way for the Pride. Flicks it forward for Guarino towards that far corner. Jilks in pursuit. Guarino cannot get around Jilks, but does earn the corner kick for the Pride.
Aaron Patrick wasn't happy about that last offensive possession. I think he felt they could have taken a little bit of a slower approach. They have been kind of just kicking it forward and hoping to find some lucky breaks, and they have, but maybe a more constructed offense is what Coach Patrick is looking for.
Guarino over the ball in the far corner. Puts a hand up and puts the ball into play. Towards the near post, lower driven. Chupp gets a head on it. Then Ashwin with a foot on it. Back to Chupp on the far side. And he comes out. Chupp not afraid to run. He's got Benjamin wide open on the near side and now gives it to him. Benjamin takes a touch. 3-on-3 for the Maple Leafs if they want it. Domingos Olvera there as well. Small touches forward. Now left side for Domingos Olvera. Cuts it back. However, great D from Reyes. And now the Pride have it on the near sideline. Plays it up the line. There's Jacob with it. Or excuse me, that is Ano, and he tries to turn towards the sideline, loses it out of play, and subs for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, coming in a multitude of subs for the Maple Leafs. Darius Rollins, Kyle Ramirez-Ingold.
I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, that's it, just those two. Coming in for the Maple Leafs. It looks like Nate Nussbaum is going to take a well-deserved rest.
And a goal scorer, Ollie Smith, headed out as well.
Yeah, some well-deserved rests for not committing very many men forward. The offensive players for Goshen have done a great job today of finding separation, slipping some key defenders, and earning themselves a goal.
Ball thrown into Rollins, first touch, immediately poked away in the back from Spence. Ball falls all the way back to Ugarte. Back line for the Pride. Looking to the near side, slops it forward for Dopke. He lets it ride through. Famosaya is going to get there first, gives it to Rosales, back to Chupp, and away. 5 minutes left here in the first half. Maple Leafs lead 1-0 over Purdue University Northwest. Far side with it, Jacob. Guarino working with him as well, and now back up off a lobby. Jacob poked away, and Ramirez-Ingold now has it for the Maple Leafs coming forward. Cuts to the middle, great touch, and now lays it off for Ashwin. Good job there from Ramirez-Ingold, showing his great first touches, and Ashwin with some speed moving forward now. Takes a touch, plays it far side for Ari Benjamin. He's in the box, chasing out to the far side. Working against Chincherovich, and earns a corner kick off of Chincherovich's side. And here come the Maple Leafs once again.
A beautiful play from Ramirez-Ingold. Shakes three defenders at once, and it gave the Leafs numbers, at least relative to what they usually have.
Jogging over slowly is Daniel Rosales, the freshman out of Goshen High School. Part of the team to win the state championship 2 years ago, I believe that was. Also on that roster would have been Kyle Ramirez-Ingold, the player we were just talking about.
Goshen puddling a lot of their players at the very top of the box. Are they going to make a run, or is Goshen thinking of a different kind of set play here?
6 in the box, ball thrown in, hits the back of Rollins, cleared away by Garcia, and now Famosaya with it at the edge of the center circle. Lobs it up in the air. Ashelman fighting for position, gets a head on it, but no one is there, and Miguel David will chase it down. He's going to let it go for a goal kick. 3:33 left on the first half.
And a sub coming in for the Pride. Fernando Toro will enter the game.
Substitution for the Pride.
So close to Fernando Torres.
Yes.
So close.
If Fernando Torres was checking into the game right now, I would be a little concerned for the Maple Leafs. Alex Guarino will take a rest. And with about 3 minutes left to go in the half.
Dopke in the middle with it, turns to the near sideline, plays it forward. Looking for Ano, however, Chup and Escalante both there. Escalante will play it away with the feet over the near sideline for a throw-in.
Yeah, Chup trying to seed that ball to Escalante so he could scoop it up, but Escalante making the safe play there.
Garcia with it, working against Rollins. Rollins plays it right back out of play. Another throw-in for the Pride. Spence to take. Looking to the middle for Ano. Nothing there, and now tries over his head. Gets it to Jacob. However, Chup's right behind him. Ball cleared away by Rollins. Ball up in the middle. Benjamin and Dopke fighting for it, fighting for position. And then out of nowhere comes Dominguez Olvera to scoop it away. However, his touch forward is a bit hard, and Reyes clears it back down the near sideline. This time it'll be a Maple Leaf throw. Rosales to take. Looking for his options down the line. 3 players there, and is going to give it to Ashelman. He mistouches it forward, Reyes turns to Garcia. Garcia moving forward. He's going to play it out left wing, and moving forward quite quickly is Toro. Toro touches middle for Kuna. Kuna back for Chincherovich. He's going to take a rip from about 45 yards out, and it hits into a defender at the top of the 18. Ball lobbed up into the air, and there's Dominguez Olvera working with it against Kuna. Loses, keeps it, drops it back. Francois Revalier into the middle. Ramirez Ingold continues towards the near sideline for Ashelman. He's going to hit one long right to the head of Spence. However, that one falls to the foot of Rosales, moving forward on the left. Chasing him down, Ano from behind. However, he gets rid of it to Rollins. Rollins takes a few touches, still has possession, lays it off for Ashelman. Left-footed in-swinger into the box. Chincherovich there puts it right back where it came from. 1:20 left here in the first half. Maple Leafs trying to make a late push. And Chup, a hard foul there as Spence went flying into the air. Spence is still down, no card, as Chup jogs back to his center defender positioning.
Chup definitely going for the ball. I don't know that he knew the offensive player was going airborne like that, but definitely when you undercut anyone like that, it's going to be a free kick.
1:07 on the stopped clock left here in the first half, and now the main official comes over to talk with Ryan Hayes, the head coach, wanting a bit of explanation on why his team's not getting the calls that he thinks the Maple Leafs are.
But you know what? Overly physical plays earned Goshen College those Maple Leafs, or better said, earned the Purdue University Northwest defense those penalty kicks earlier in the game. Only 1 of 2 converted.
Spence is back up on his feet, jogs to the center line where he can then check back in once play resumes. However, Christopher Hack, the main official, still having conversation with Ryan Hayes, the head coach for the Pride.
Goshen playing pretty conservatively here on their setup for the free kick. I don't know that they're thinking necessarily about getting another offensive chance this half. They just want to preserve a 1-0 lead going into the locker room.
And there's a fan down on the far side, on the near sideline, as having words with the official, and he said the official will ask that he be removed should he say anything more. Clock has started, now 1 minute left here in the first half. We're going to say play on. Ugarte plays it to the far sideline for Garcia. Takes the head off of Francois Revalier and will try to save it. Looks like he does, but right to Ugarte at the half line. Ugarte now comes back to the middle. This time Rosales there. Ano actually going to step in front and get a head on it. Chup deflects it out of play. It's going to be a throw-in with 35 on the clock for the Pride. Spence to take. Drop back to Reyes. Takes a touch and lobs it into the box. It's over everyone. Kuna was the close to getting it. There on the backside, Toro puts it back in the box. This one's long again. Ashwin tries to clear. Falls to the foot of Benjamin. That was Rosales. He puts it right into the Pride bench. Now 10 seconds left. Ball to the middle. Turning with it is Jacob. Jacob to Garcia. Garcia back to Jacob. Ashelman steals this one away. Now Spence is there. 5 seconds left. 4. We have a foul. Got to play it quick. 2. 1. There should be the horn. Garcia's shot is over the crossbar anyway, and we enter halftime. 1-0 lead for the Maple Leafs on a penalty kick goal by Oliver Smith. The penalty kick was earned by Brody Knopfsinger. That was back in the 17th minute of play. 1-0 lead for the Maple Leafs. We're going to take a break. We'll have halftime stats and analysis here for you. Keep it locked on your home for Goshen College Athletics. Welcome back to the Goshen College Soccer Complex located within the John Ingold Athletic Complex here in Goshen, Indiana, as the 2016 men's soccer campaign off to a great start for the Maple Leafs. They hold a 1-0 lead over Purdue University Northwest. That goal came in the 18th minute off the foot of Ollie Smith from the penalty mark, hit the underside of the crossbar and put it into the back of the net. That penalty kick was earned by Brody Knopfsinger. My name's Andrew Snyder alongside J.D. Hirschberger. J.D., good half for the Maple Leafs. Their bits and pieces weren't so hot. Some gaps in the defensive line, some sloppy play, but overall, they have a lead. They should be content with where they're at.
I would agree, and I would say their strategy by and large is paying off. Aaron Patrick clearly leaning on the athleticism of his roster, often letting his players just kind of make deep runs by themselves and hoping something works out. And in addition to the penalty kick converted, we've had another one as well, merited off a very similar opportunity. So the strategy paying off for Goshen so far. Back at the defensive line, as you said, it has been a little bit sloppy, but Purdue University Northwest not able to find really any shots on goal. Plenty of chances in the box, but nothing really terribly threatening from Purdue as far as shots.
We also do have 2 yellow cards, both issued to Pride members of Purdue University Northwest. First came to Miguel David. That was on that penalty kick drawn by Brody Knopfsinger, converted by Ollie Smith. Then another one was earned a few minutes later by Calvin Mangunda. And this, however, that penalty kick was not converted. A great diving save from Miguel David in goal, stopping the kick from Brody Knopfsinger.
And Georgi Chincherovic has been running his mouth a little bit on field, getting in trouble with the referee more than one time. It got him a yellow card the very first time, and it got him a warning the next time as well. So we'll see how much he plays the second half.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, for real. Certainly losing a player would be a big swing for Goshen already with a 1-0 lead.
Also had some words from the head official, Christopher Hack, to a member of the fan section from the Purdue University Northwest down beyond the bleachers on the right side here. Running his mouth a bit, not happy with the calls coming from the center of the field. And should he do it again, we'll see if he gets thrown out. We don't know. It's been threatened, so we'll see if anything comes of it.
Absolutely.
Beautiful evening coming upon us here in Goshen, Indiana. Cloudy skies, a few gaps here and there, blue skies through them. However, precipitation came earlier today and has cleared up here for this evening, so great weather, a nice mild temperature out on the field. Here in the booth, it's a bit toasty for us, but nonetheless, Goshen with a 1-0 lead, and that's what we'd like to see. Goshen looking to start off with a win here this afternoon, evening, as we roll over to 6 o'clock local time. I believe Escalante will still be in goal for the Maple Leafs. However, both Tyler Bourne and Oliver Wisman are warming up, the 2 backup goalies for the Maple Leafs. At least last year, there were numerous times where head coach Aaron Patrick would play one goalie in the first half, another in the second half, or make a substitution early in the second half. We'll see what he decides to do here today. Depends on if the Maple Leafs can get another goal.
Yeah, Escalante's kept a clean sheet so far. Blocked the only shot on goal, and it was very early in the game that we saw it too. So by those metrics, doing pretty well, but definitely a few sloppy plays here and there. Some punts that could have been better. I'm happy with Escalante's performance overall, and Purdue University Northwest should be happy with their goalie's performance as well. Miguel David did surrender a penalty kick, a very hard shot to block, but he blocked another PK. That requires quite the prediction to do so, so they should be happy with their junior goalkeeper.
8-4 the shot difference here. 8 for the Pride and only 4 for the Maple Leafs, but the Maple Leafs got the one that counted. It was a goal at the 27-37 mark here in the first half. It's the 18th minute of play, and it was from Oliver Smith. We're going to take a break as we inch closer and closer, under 4 minutes to the beginning of the second half. We'll have it for you here on your home for Goshen College Athletics. back here at the Goshen College Soccer Complex as we get ready to kick off the second half of the season opener between the Goshen College Maple Leafs and the Purdue University Northwest Pride. My name's Andrew Snyder alongside J.D. Hirschberger. Maple Leafs lead 1-0 on a penalty kick from Ollie Smith back in the 18th minute of the first half. The penalty was drawn by Brody Nofsinger. Maple Leafs just wrapping up their final huddles here out on the field. The Pride have taken the field. And quick glance, looks like it's the same starters from the first half making the appearance here in the second.
Yeah, I'm not noticing any discrepancies, at least on Purdue's side.
Actually, I believe, is that Afalabi Jacob over on the far sideline making the start, and then Spence is here on the near sideline. And for the Maple Leafs, it is indeed the starting lineup. Escalante in goal, Jilks and Chupp in front of him, Ashelman on the left, Revalier on the right, Ollie Smith on the right wing. Actually, we're going to have one change. TJ White making the start here in the second half. TJ White, the freshman out of London, England. And he will be playing on the left wing. And then Ari Benjamin will be playing up top instead of Brody Nofsinger.
Ari Benjamin also getting the start in the second half after providing a spark at the end of the first half, and the opening kick is immediately going to go for a goal kick. No, it'll be saved.
Chincherovich was thinking about it and decided to keep it in play, and now he comes forward with a bit of a head of steam, and now chips one forward looking for Guarino. On his back is Jilks. Ball bounces back to Jaden Chupp. Plays it right side for Francois Revalier. Looking up line, takes a deflection off of Spence to the middle, and Famosaya is there to clear it forward. Now back to Chincherovich. Down to the right corner, Smith applying some pressure. Benjamin in the middle. 30 seconds gone by. Plays it off of Smith, out of play. A bit of a risky play considering they're a good 5 yards away from the sideline. They're 5 feet, I should say, away from the sideline. But got it. Ball in the middle. Garcia touches it forward. And now back to Garcia on the left wing. Chips it forward right to the head of Francois Revalier. Drops it back for Jilks. He's going to play it far sideline for Ashelman. Ashelman playing left defender. He played some defense for the Maple Leafs last year, so should be pretty comfortable in the position. Ball forward to Nussbaum. Turns towards the middle. Pokes it free. Benjamin trying to get there. Unable to do so. Spence clears it all the way back to Escalante.
Escalante's going to look to change fields here. Going long. Finds Mangunda, but
almost had it. Just over his head, and Spence was there waiting for it. Pushing forward now. Brownsy with it. Takes a deflection off of his heel. Didn't see that one coming. White with it now. Great flick to get it back to the Maple Leafs. Famosaya with it, looking to switch. Long ball for Smith, however, charging over is Spence. And Smith actually is going to miss this one. It's going to go out of play. Right idea, wrong execution. Ball thrown into Chincherovich. Dumps it back off for Spence. Spence up the line, deflected out of play by Smith.
Boy, Ollie Smith just patrolling this near sideline, making sure nothing gets past him.
Ball to the middle. Dopke with it. He turns and looking to switch it. And there's TJ White with the interception. Spins to the outside. Now cuts back to the middle. Dops it forward for Benjamin. Working through 3 defenders. Somehow almost got it through, but it's finally poked all the way back to the Maple Leaf defense. Jaden Chupp with it. Back to Escalante in the box.
Yeah, TJ White not leaving his teammate in a great position there. Already swarmed by 3 defenders when he received the ball.
Escalante taking his time, walking the ball up to the edge of the box, and now he'll play it towards the near sideline. Francois Revalier and Smith both there. They're going to let it bounce in between them and right to the defender in Spence. Great slide from Francois Revalier. Gets it back. Ball's rolling all the way down to the near right corner. Maple Leafs moving left to right here in the second half, and they have the 1-0 lead. Just 3 minutes gone by in the first half, or in the second half. Garcia with it. Poked away by Mangunda. Too physical. It's going to be a foul. Free kick for the Pride.
Mangunda initially protested, but I don't really see a good basis for it. Clearly pushing the opponent to the ground. But again, in the same style of aggressive physical play that has worked out for Goshen thus far.
Chincherovich plays the ball forward. Chupp, first one to get to it. As usual, the ball on the right side, Jacob with it. Afalabi working against TJ White, and White ends up with the ball moving forward around a second one. Almost takes a tumble. Now Benjamin comes to his help. To his aid, Ari drops it back for Famosaya. Swings it out for Francois Revalier. It's behind him, but he will maintain possession. Turns up the field and falls right into the thigh of Spence. Second attempt right to Spence as well. Now Spence moving forward. Gets around one, taps it down the line for Guarino. Guarino working against Jilks. Jilks wins the ball. Plays it up the line right to Spence. Spence intercepting that line pass 3 times in a row. Ball in the box now. Garcia working against Chupp. Chupp slides, pokes it out of play. It's going to be a corner kick, but good defense from Chupp.
And a wasted opportunity there for Northwest. They had a man in the middle. Looks like it was Alec Guarino. He was ready to receive that cross, but I don't know if Garcia didn't see him. Either way, it's going to be a corner kick for the Pride. And taking it is Felix Gunzel.
Gunzel in the corner to take the kick. The right-footed in-swinger. Hand up, approaches the ball into the box toward the far side. Hits the back of the head. I believe that was Brownsy and out of play. It will be a goal kick for the Maple Leafs.
Not the typical set play we've seen from the Pride thus far. Nothing really fancy about it. They just wanted to get it in the middle, but too many bodies met the ball at the same place.
Escalante taking his time. Maple Leafs do have that 1-0 lead. 40 minutes left here in regulation. The kick from Escalante. In the middle, Benjamin fighting for it. He's got those long dreadlocks whipping around. Ball falls to the foot of Mangunda. Right side, Francois Revalier. He's got time. Looking up the line, chips it up for Smith. However, there, Chincherovich. Dopke with it now. Plays it up off the left, looking for Guarino. He's trying to chase it down. He will barely keep it out. Can't quite keep it in play, I should say. Looked like he was going to do it, almost reaching out for it. Got it the first touch, but not the second one.
Francois Revalier will throw it in. Being carefully defended are his options, so he takes one long.
Looking for Smith, bounces all the way back to Chincherovich. He is poked away from Smith. Smith chips it forward, looking against Ugarte. Tries against Chincherovich, and it's poked out of play for a Maple Leaf corner.
Beautiful play by Ollie Smith to get the ball away from Ugarte, and at that point, Chincherovich had to kind of quit on making any stop, just get the ball away from his feet, surrender the corner kick. Goshen College by far has had more corner kicks thus far in the game.
Smith will take this one. It's going to be an outswinger on the right foot. Drives it into the penalty spot. Jilks is there, bounces right up, and will fall right to Miguel David as he stands in his own 6-yard box. Outlets to the right side immediately, and Jacob moves forward with the ball. Slots it middle for Gunzel. He spins, and there's Nussbaum.
Oh.
And there's an obvious jersey tug. We're going to play on. We'll see if he comes back to that one later for a card once play is dead. Another line. Nussbaum touches around another and has a hit. Swerves outright. It's going to be a goal kick. Great play from the Maple Leafs once again, getting another offensive opportunity.
You almost wonder if that play on was worth it for Goshen. Definitely want that opportunity, but possibly a yellow card they kind of passed up on by playing on.
Reyes with it on the right wing, moving forward off the goal kick. Field lights have been turned on here as we move closer and closer to sunset. Jacob working up the far sideline. Ball falls to the foot of Ashelman off of the head of Famasaya, and now TJ White with it. White looking cross field, doesn't really have any options, so we'll drop it back to Famasaya in the middle. He will switch it over to Francois Revalier.
Good patient passing from the Leafs. They were lacking that a little bit in the first half. Good to see them making the right choices in the midfield.
And more right choices from Francois Revalier, realizing that Spence will stop any pass made on the ground. So he chipped that one through to Ollie Smith, working down to the corner against Chincharovich. Ball is loose, ball still in play. AR actually came onto the field to say play onto that one. And nonetheless, the ball deflects off of the scoreboard beyond the end line there, and it'll be a goal kick.
I've never seen the AR literally step onto the field and point to the ball. He motioned to it like, come on, somebody come and get it. It's right here.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Ball on the far sideline, Afalabi Jacob with it. Tries playing it middle, just kind of shanks that one. Mangunda ends up running into Gunzel, and it's going to be a foul, a free kick. It's going to go to the Pride.
Yeah, foul attributed to Mangunda there, but it seemed like the physicality was pretty mutual on the play. Both going for the ball, and both players collapsed on the ground. The advantage, I suppose, the advantage was already in the Pride's favor, so I'm not really sure why the whistle had to blow there.
Ugarte puts it back into play towards the near sideline for Guarino, drops it off for Garcia. On the left foot, takes a shot, deflects off of Jilks to Mangunda. Now working against Dopke, trying to get up. However, Dopke was like sitting on him, and it's going to be a free kick for the Pride. And then Dopke goes and kicks the ball at Mangunda as he lays on the ground.
Student section not happy about what they're seeing so far. Again, Mangunda on the wrong end of a call. I wouldn't necessarily say Mangunda didn't deserve a foul. I would say fouls were probably mutually deserved.
Two-man wall guarding the near post. It's Smith and Francois Revalier, I believe, in the wall. Or no, that is Mangunda. I've been over tying the shoes. They have the same cleats. It's very confusing. 7 and 8, the wall there. And Gunzel over the ball on his right foot, about 30 yards out, drives it towards the far post. It's going to be way hard. And into the warm-up goal, located beyond the goal down there.
Yeah, you wonder what his target was on that kick.
And there's the student section letting him know that he messed up, shouting out wasted as that was a wasted attempt for the Pride.
Yeah, you got to at least threaten with your set pieces. And meanwhile, Escalante's going to get his own on this goal kick.
35 minutes and change remaining here in the game, at least in regulation. Nussbaum heads the ball up, then kicks it up off the head of Jacob. Now Benjamin chasing it down, but Ugarte the first there, and now Nussbaum getting every other touch. Settles this one down. Now working against Jacob. He just clears it up that far line. And now Escalante is going to come and clear it over the sideline. Great timing there from Escalante, really reading the field and knowing which balls he could go for and which ones he shouldn't. Good job, good improvement seen from Escalante.
Yeah, I would have liked to see his defender help out with the on-rushing forward trying to get that ball, but Escalante got there first and cleared it, so everything's fine for the Maple Leafs.
Ball into the box. Jilks runs into the Mangunda from behind. Both of them clear it away together, and now Benjamin working with it across the midfield. Plays it off for White. White takes a touch, drops it off for Ashelman. Ashelman with time, looking to switch. Instead, keeps it near side or far side for White. White tries to turn to the end line, poked away by Reyes. They're going to say last touched by White, however, so it'll be a Pride throw-in. Reyes with it on his foot now. Looking to the middle. Sweeps it across the field to Chincherovich. Settles it down before moving forward with it. Across midfield, and he was met by Smith. Plays it to the near sideline for Spence. Spence to the middle. Takes a deflection off the foot. And Nussbaum with it now. Great cut there. Slides to the middle for White. White touches it forward. Trying to get it to Benjamin. Great read by Reyes to block that one away. Chup tries clearing it forward. He gets it away to the foot of Jacob. Jacob down the far sideline. Chup steps in front brilliantly there. And then Reyes does the exact same thing to his pass. Now the ball chipped forward, Guarino. Guarino takes a touch into the box, working on Jilks. Deflected right by Jilks. He now has it out his foot. Turns to Ashelman. Attacked from behind. And there's Brownsy with it. Takes a rip. And it's over the crossbar. Goal kick. Ashelman cramping up on the ground now. He's being stretched out by Jilks as Escalante retrieves the ball for the goal kick.
Another wasted opportunity for the Pride. They found themselves with the ball at the top of the box, but instead of trying to settle it down and think about a play, immediately reps it with his left foot. Can't exactly tell you how comfortable he is with his left, but shot certainly wasn't on frame.
Stoppage of clock of play at the 33 minutes and 11 seconds left here in the second half, as Ashelman's still on the ground with that cramping. And now Erica Albertin has been ushered onto the field. She jogs out to see what's happening. Men's soccer, that is here. Goshen leads 1-0 as we about a third of the way into the second half here. Goal came off the foot of Ollie Smith, penalty kick back in the 18th minute of action. The penalty kick was drawn by Brody Nafsinger.
So far in the second half, I like the adjustment Goshen has made. Definitely settling the ball down at their feet a lot more often, passing it back to their back line. It's good to see they have that trust in their line that they can hold possession for as long as they need to. That aggressive style works to an extent, but sometimes you can't push it past that extent because you get that goal, but you tire your players out. You leave yourself open for opportunities on the opposing side. Fast break opportunities have definitely emerged in that first half, although the Pride weren't able to convert on it. Now Goshen's slowing it down and playing the Pride's game a little bit more and playing it about equally as well. So I'd say considering they're up 1-0, things are looking up for the Maple Leafs.
Players from both teams jogging to the sideline to get some water. Also getting some tape done here on the Pride sideline. Chincherovich getting some pre-wrap put around his elbow. Might have scraped it up on a tumble earlier in the second half. Nonetheless, Ashelman back on his feet. He's going to be told to go over to the far sideline, but it looks like Daniel Rollins is ready to check in for him. And indeed, the center official will allow it. Therefore, Maple Leafs get 1 sub on the injury, so therefore the Pride get 1 sub in return.
Rosales is going to check in for Spencer Ashelman. And coming in for the Pride is number 16, Fernando Toro. Replacing number 5, Colby Jacob.
And talked about it a bit in the first half. The rule in the second half, you can appear onto the field 2 different times in the second half. Therefore, Ashelman can return to the action 1 more time before he will be done for the evening. Same goes for Afolabi Jacob. We're back underway as Escalante puts the goal kick in play, finds the head of Ari Benjamin, settled down by TJ White for the Maple Leafs, dribbling backwards, drops it off for Rosales. Tries to go up the line, that's deflected out of play by Reyes. It'll stay Maple Leaf ball. White with it on the far sideline, working against Spence. And Reyes pokes it out again, another Maple Leaf throw in.
TJ White in a tough position there, but great job of getting it out of bounds off of a Northwest player. Sometimes that's the best you can do, trapped against a corner like that. Just continue to improve your field position.
Ball thrown in, this time to Nate Nussbaum, gives it back to TJ White on that sideline. This time he touches middle to Famasaya, and he'll look to switch the ball, gets to Mangunda over to Francois Revalier. All the way over to the sideline, and there's Ollie Smith. The slide tackle from Toro is a bit short. Revalier working with him. Smith tries flicking it forward. Toro gets a foot on it. Toro coming up the near sideline now. Tries cutting it back. Great slide again from Francois Revalier. Traps it between his legs, and now we've got a whistle. And they're going to have a stoppage of play as Fernando Toro rolling around on the ground. 32:08 left in regulation. And now we're going to get a card to Ethan Francois Revalier. First foul, and now all of a sudden Toro seems to be perfectly fine running around on the field.
The fan section in particular calling out Fernando Toro for what seemed to be an excessive amount of, an excessive reaction, I should say, nevertheless. I honestly can't find what Ethan Francois Revalier did wrong in that play.
And so
yeah. Toro definitely earning that yellow card with his reaction a little bit, I have to say. And I was very impressed by Ethan Francois Revalier before the foul was called. He was holding the ball in between the back of his legs, and just so he can get back off the ground. He was trying to hop up back to his feet with the ball in control in that position. But then the referee decided it was a foul.
Puts it back in right to Francois Revalier. He'll head it out of play over the near sideline. Toro for the throw. Throws it to the middle, looking. And there's Smith for the Maple Leafs. Famosaya. Great touch from Toro to the middle for Garcia. He wants it on his dominant left foot, though. Can't quite get it there. Now with it is Brownsy. Brownsy left side. Toro. Great side tackle from Ollie Smith. It'll be a corner or a throw-in, a deep throw-in down to the corner there for the Pride. Toro inbounds. Gets it for Garcia. Trying to get around, and Famosaya comes in to help. Looking up the line. Gets it to Mangunda. Mangunda takes a touch and plays it right into the chest of Dobke, and then out of play. It will stay with the Pride.
Yeah, I like the idea by Mangunda there to kick it off of his opponent, but just wasn't able to corral the rebound.
Ball in the middle. Double team from Famosaya and Mangunda, and Brownsy just drops to the floor, to the ground, rather, and earns a free kick.
Yeah, the Pride are looking for some of those calls that they weren't happy to get. It seems they're getting them now because the last 2 fouls, I'm not so sure about. They seem flop-ish.
Just under 31 minutes remain. Goshen leads 1-0. 2-man wall. It's Smith and Famosaya. Chincharovich over the ball. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger into the box, and there's Ethan Francois Revalier with the head. Nussbaum continues to clear away to the foot of White. He turns beautifully and then stumbles a little turf monster there, or grass monster, I guess. Still fighting, and now he draws the foul and then receives a late kick and now goes pushing at the guy. We're going to need a stoppage of play. Maple Leafs quick to back White away from the action. It will be, a card has been issued to Garcia, Jaime Garcia, 3rd card of the game to the Pride. And looks like TJ White will pick up a card as well, the 2nd for the Maple Leafs. It was a late kick there from Garcia, but it's the reaction from White that picked up his yellow card.
Yeah, you got to be more level-headed than that. Let Garcia collect that yellow card. It was a great play by TJ White. He made a great turn. He stumbled on the ball, but he managed to do something very Francois Revalier-esque and kind of pick it up at his feet as he was rising back to the ground. And then definitely a hard foul by Garcia as he was trying to collect himself once again. some definitely more physical plays coming up here. Both teams getting a bit chipper. I'm sure Goshen in particular not terribly happy at some, I'm sure in their opinion, flopping on the part of Purdue Northwest.
It looks like we've got there will be a substitution at the next dead ball. However, it looks like who the sub was coming in for might have changed based on that head coach Aaron Patrick calling out to his players, rearranging the formation. Ball's back in play. Brownsy working with against Francois Revalier. He and Jokes combined for an easy takeaway there. Near sideline, Francois Revalier plays it up. Intercepting that one is Dopke. However, great job from Manguna fighting back. From Osaya there as well. Dopke working, hit his hand. It's going to be a handball, Maple Leaf kick. Pretty obvious to everyone.
Yeah, everyone in the
wasn't
stadium
on purpose.
saw that one.
It just happened.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. You've got these hands attached to the end of your arms. Occasionally, they just get in the way, you know.
29:50 left here in the second half. White working down the far sideline against Reyes. Cuts it back to the middle, chips it into the box, and there's Chincharovich for the clear. Falls right to Famosaya. Great settle. Comes out right side for Francois Revalier. Takes a touch forward. He's going to chip it into the box towards the far post, and it's just beyond everyone. Nussbaum was there. Mangunda was in the box as well, but no, close but no cigar.
Yeah, Francois Revalier saw that run by Nussbaum. It was a great run, but a man of shorter stature heading into some bigger defensive players there. A cross directly to his head would have been a pretty tricky shot. And it's Calvin Mangunda who checks out of the game. Jesus Dominguez Olvera will check back in. Had a pretty good first half.
Indeed, Mangunda can return later in the contest if Coach Patrick wants him to, I guess. Chincharovich bringing the ball forward. That pass deflected by Nussbaum, but does get to Garcia. He drops it off for Toro. Back to Ugarte. Ugarte moving forward with it now. Looking to the middle. Plays it up the near line. And Guarino just barely able to keep it. Other than to say it did not stay in play. Went over the line. The assistant referee on the near side saying that came back and went over and came back in. Francois Revalier will throw. Asking for players to come back closer. Can't quite make that far of a throw. Still waiting. And now here comes the throw looking for Smith. And he falls down completely on his own. But Benjamin able to get to there first. Chincharovich. Great job from Benjamin fighting against Chincharovich. And now there's going to be a little bit too much pushing from behind. Even though his hands were up,
yeah,
a little bit too much body. He's just bigger than Chincharovich, and so kind of just ran over him.
It surprises me how many college athletes still think that just because their hands are in the air doesn't mean they can still make a foul with the rest of their body.
Chincharovich moving forward, chips it through right to Francois Revalier. Great touch to settle it down, gets it to Smith. Takes a touch to the middle, Famosaya with it. Looking opposite way, plays it off the center official. Rosales would have been wide open had the ball gotten there. Ball chipped forward. Guarino trying to get there. Escalante bobbles it and keeps it in his box.
Yeah, an unfortunate turnover off of the ref, but Goshen recovers.
Goshen has it coming. Francois Revalier across midfield on the near sideline. Dopke in pursuit. Francois Revalier still getting around and ends up with the ball somehow. Plays it to the middle for TJ White. His slide all the way back to Chupp. The Maple Leafs keep possession. From Osaya with it. Rosales wide open. Now they finally play it to him as Spence comes forward. Great drop to Nussbaum. Back to the middle. Swings it back to the near side. There's Smith with it. Only Toro to beat to get into the box. Toro stabs, pokes this one out of play. It'll be a Maple Leaf throw. 27 minutes left here in the second half. Maple Leafs still lead 1-0. Francois Revalier with it. Gives it to White down the line. A few hesitations, and Toro's going to poke it out of play. Another Maple Leaf throw.
You know, White double clutched a little bit there. I don't know if he was trying to trip up Toro, but certainly didn't work.
Inbound to White, then back to Francois Revalier, back to White. Plays it up the line, sadly to the foot of Toro, but to the middle, Dominguez Olvera with it, pokes it forward. Reyes will clear this one away, looking forward for Brownsy. Chupp will just let this one out of play over the far sideline. Maple Leafs will reset on defense.
I don't mind that. If the ball had been won in the midfield there, Michael Brownsy only had help. So Goshen definitely playing the numbers game, kicking it out of bounds to allow the play to reset. And number 33, Tulio Ribeiro, is coming into the game. And so is Murillo Cuna checking out of the game. Jaime Garcia. And see who the other player was.
Garcia did pick up that yellow earlier here in the second half in that scuffle with TJ White. And now ball played over the end line, a goal kick, so another sub this time for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, and for the Maple Leafs, Brody Nofsiger coming right back into the game, and Ari Benjamin coming off. I just want to point out, I think Ari Benjamin's is going to be a big contributor for this team next year. He's getting a round of applause. They know just how hard he worked on the field there. Maybe could be a little more technically proficient with the ball at his feet, but has definitely been at the right place on the right time a number of times for the Leafs.
Goal kick forward to Jesus Dominguez Olvera, but it's poked away from him. Great job, though, from TJ White on the ground. Still working, and Nussbaum ends up with the ball for the Maple Leafs. The scuffle in the middle. The Maple Leafs coming forward. Dominguez Olvera working against Spence, and Spence is going to get there. Joanne Spence plays it up the line, deflects off of Dominguez Olvera, and it will be a throw-in for the Pride. 25 minutes remaining here. Goshen still leads 1-0 here as we inch closer and closer to the end of the second half. Another throw on the far sideline. It'll stay with the Pride. This time Reyes will come over to take it. Sergio Reyes, the senior defender out of Tabio, Colombia. Actually, we're going to say foul on the ground, just right basically on the sideline, but it will be a kick. Reyes boots this one forward. It's going to go all the way to Escalante. He does save it, and
no, he did
he
not.
Thought he didn't save it. And indeed, okay, now the AR on the far side said it, and head coach Aaron Patrick is not happy about that. The ball was out of bounds, but no one saw it, and so Escalante casually just played the ball over towards the corner thinking, oh, they called it, it'll be a corner kick, when in reality, no whistle had blown.
Yeah, a whistle eventually did blow before the ball went out of bounds again, so I suppose the referee did see it and was making up for it.
Well, then eventually, yeah, I'm guessing the far AR was unsure about the original call, and then therefore, based on Escalante's actions, raised his flag. Nonetheless, corner kick swung into the box, swinging away. Chupp dives to get a head on it. Brownsy working over there. Rosales tries to keep it in play, does so. Nussbaum pokes it away, around, keeps it in play. Great job from the Maple Leafs on defense. Reyes with it at the center circle, chips it now towards the near sideline. Francois Revalier heads it out. However, settles right to the foot of Guarino. He's bodied away by Famosaya. Jokes comes sweeping through with a clear. Ribeiro takes a hit, and it's right at Escalante. He'll fall down on this ball and take his time.
Just a second shot on goal for the Pride so far, and equally, actually even less bothersome than the very first.
Escalante throws to Rosales on the far wing, drops it back for Chupp. Immediate pressure from Carrillo. Guarino, however, the ball does get up the line. Nofsinger can't quite get there before it rolls over the far sideline, just into the offensive half for the Maple Leafs, so it's going to be a throw-in for the Pride. Reyes quick to take it, flicks it forward for Kuna, however, unable to get a foot on it before Jaden Chupp gets there. Ball bouncing around, Spence in on the action. Dominguez Olvera there for the Maple Leafs. And finally, back to Reyes for the Pride at half field. This time he clears it into the box, and it's right at Escalante, and he'll fall on this one as well.
And Goshen's more defensive, controlled pace of the game working out for them so far. Again, they're up 1-0, so not under any pressure to score more goals, but I'd like to see them try to sneak a forward pass again.
But this one played forward. Ugarte gets ahead on that one. Nussbaum working against Ribeiro. Ribeiro wins this one out wide to Spence. Spence moving forward across the midline. Chips it forward. Great ball to Brownsy. Brownsy on his left foot. He'll have a hit, and it's right at Escalante. 22 minutes remaining here in regulation. Goshen still leads 1-0, but numerous offensive attacks here from the Pride. Goshen doesn't want to give up too early here.
Yeah, but definitely not the same kind of offensive chances we saw in the first half. They're not being produced by crisp passes into the box. They're taking them from outside the box and shooting them pretty much right at Escalante, so wouldn't be too worried about it if I were Goshen.
A bit sloppier of a second half, and when it's the beginning of the season, fatigue does set in a little bit sooner than you'd like, so that does play a factor. However, Toro with it now for the Pride, plays it up the far sideline, looking for Brownsy. Francois Valier and Jilks in a foot race on defense to get there first. Brownsy not really in contention for the ball there. Jilks plays it off of Brownsy eventually, and out of play for a Maple Leaf throw.
Goshen can't be really too pleased with that result. They had a 2-on-1 in that situation. Would have preferred to dribble it out, but now they're going to be forced to throw it in. Francois Revalier, the team's designated throw-in man.
A high throw, and Toro ends up getting a head on it, but right to the foot of Nussbaum, who clears it away. Reyes settles just over the defensive half, drops back for Ugarte, right back to Reyes. Reyes plays it to the middle for Cunha. Cunha over for Ribeiro. Now talks to Guarino. Gets it to his left foot. Has a rip.
That's
It's
a
in.
goal.
Great shot from Guarino off the left foot. Floats just over the outstretched arm of Escalante trying to make the save. And we're all knotted up at 1 apiece. 20:39 left on the clock.
Well, I said they shouldn't be too worried about shots from outside the box. Apparently, I was wrong. That was a nice shot high in the box. Looked like Escalante just kind of missed it, though. He was lined up for it, but his outstretched arm couldn't make contact with the ball. And now we're in a 1-1 situation.
And growing up as a defender, you're always taught, don't stab, just hesitate, just contain the ball. And sadly, there was a point there. He faked the shot with his right foot, and Jilks went for it a bit and was able to cut it back to his left and then get that shot off. Sub on the dead ball, Afalabi Jacob checks back in for the Pride.
Spencer Ashelman also coming in for the Maple Leafs.
1-1 score here. Just over 20 minutes left in regulation. Should the teams be tied after the first 90 minutes, they'll play overtime, and if it's still tied then, the game will end in a tie. Foul on TJ White, just got caught up on that run there. Ashwin chips this one away now. White with it on the defensive half, moving forward. Plays it up for Knopfler. Can't quite get a toe on that one. It's going to dribble all the way back to Miguel David in goal.
That Purdue Northwest goal.
Reyes with it on the right side. Plays it middle for Ribeiro.
In the second half by number 8, Alec Garino.
Ball played to far side. Guarino with it now. He'll keep it in play. Chups getting out there in defense. Chips to the middle. Jacob gets a head on it. Then Ashwin gets a foot on it. Ball headed to the middle. Ribeiro tries the volley out of the air. Luckily, hits it, at least luckily for the Maple Leafs. And here comes Dominguez Olvera the other way, working against Spence. Turns back and looks to switch the field. Revalier with plenty of space. Great find by Dominguez Olvera. Revalier settles. He wants someone to check to him, and then instead goes to the middle for TJ White. Right at the half-field line, Revalier now drops it back for Jilks. Jilks left for Jaden Chupp. Chupp back to Jilks. Now Jilks forward for Rosales, and there's Spence. And Rosales ends up on the ground. We're going to get a foul called. Too much body, and now Spence falls to the ground a little bit later. Can't quite tell what either of the players are holding. Rosales is back on his feet now, but Spence is still down. Looks like he might be holding his eye, or at least somewhere on his face.
Medical staff hasn't been called yet, but he
Clock
seemed
has
fine
been stopped
after
at
the
9.
initial. He seemed fine after the initial collision. That's all I can really say about it. He's just sort of suddenly collapsed there.
19:05 left here in regulation.
He's back on his feet. Would really like to see Goshen clean up on the back line, though. A few too many errors costing them that goal, and nearly another opportunity. Sometimes when they try to clear the ball just kind of goes high up in the air.
Oh, that was fun to watch. Darius Rollins about to check in for the Maple Leafs. First year at Goshen College, first soccer game, and tradition is subs have to do a dance. So the student section called out for him to do a dance, and he did it. Ball played forward. Jokes gets a head on that, working against Jacob. However, ball falls to Ribeiro. Ribeiro chips it forward for Jacob. Escalante gets there first, and the flag was up. It was offsides.
Looks like Escalante is going to be responsible for the free kick here.
And he will immediately play it towards the near sideline for Francois Revalier. A square pass. Revalier moving forward with the ball on foot. Chips it towards the middle. No one's there except for Ugarte of the defense. He plays it to the middle for Guarino. His ball forward finds the foot of TJ White. Still working through. Gets around a third defender, and now Smith gets involved. Back to TJ White. He's going to let this one roll out of play. Maple Leaf throw. Great hustle there from TJ White, putting in a lot of work there in the middle.
And I wonder what Goshen's going to try to do offensively now. Some subs coming in are Calvin Mangunda, and like you said, Darius Rollins. And Ollie Smith and TJ White are going to take a break. Yeah, definitely a
Much
round
needed.
of applause. Deserved for those players, but some new life into the roster, or into the lineup, I should say. Definitely helpful. Great play by Aaron Patrick.
Aaron Patrick makes the great goalie grab there on the near sideline as the ball is sailing towards his head. Mangunda in the middle now as the ball is back in play. Francois Revalier up the sideline. Toro's passes takes a bit of a shank there. However, ball ends up in the middle. Famosaya gets a head on it. We're then immediately off the chance of Kuna. And out of play, we're going to say a push in the back, though, from Francois Revalier. He is on the yellow card as well.
I totally disagree. I think Francois Revalier.
We're going to get a stoppage of play, and a yellow card's going to go to Darius Rollins as he jumped in front of that kick that was still moving. So it's a lesser of two evils type thing, but nonetheless, yellow card to Darius Rollins. Third Maple Leaf yellow card here this evening.
Yeah, plenty of yellows. No one's been disqualified yet, but at this point, that's something you have to keep an eye out for. The tied game. Is somebody going to have a man advantage at any point?
Chincharovich will stand over the ball. He'll make the kick here just inside the offensive half on the near sideline. 17-13 left on the clock here in regulation. Now Toro checking down the near sideline. However, the ball is going to be played to the middle. Into the box. Escalante comes out and grabs this one. Great job from Escalante. He immediately looks to play it forward. Great kick. About 3/4 of the field. Reyes, however, is first to get there for the Pride. Football falls to Mangunda now, middle of the field. Drops it off for Francois Revalier. He's got switches if he wants. Instead goes Famosaya. Chips it forward for Mangunda. Back to the middle, Famosaya. Touches forward for Knopfsinger. Great play here from the Maple Leafs. Moving forward. Knopfsinger tries flicking out to the corner. It's deflected to the middle for Ashelman. He touches out wide. Rosales is not quite able to get there before the defender. And Ribeiro with it now moves it forward.
Would have loved to see Ashelman take that shot on his first touch.
Unlucky there for the Maple Leafs as Afalabi Jacob ends up with it. They're going to have a throw over the far sideline. Ball in immediately to Ribeiro. He plays it to the middle. Ball coming near sideline. Chincharovich across half line with it. Attacking forward. Looks into the middle, and there's Guarino, the goal scorer for the Pride. He loses it this time. Famosaya was there in defense. And now Rollins moving forward with it for the Maple Leafs. He's got Brody Knopfsinger up the line. Gives it to him. The defender comes and clears through. That was a quite hard kick to Knopfsinger's ankle. And now another stoppage of play. And now Reyes, the captain, coming to talk here, wants to know why this stoppage of play. Ugarte retreating back to his own 18. He knows what's coming for him. The main official still looking for him. We did have a stoppage of the clock, 15:57. They're going to say no card. He's asking for help from his assistant referee. So it's going to be no card, just Maple Leaf free kick. Francois Revalier over it. Plays it short down the line for Rollins. Torre comes running through to clear this one away. Now down the line, Rollins over the head of Toro. Great play from the Maple Leafs. Rollins working now toward the corner. Keeps it in play. Toro falls over, and he's going to draw the free kick. Looked like he basically just let himself drop.
He was kind of defending the ball from going out of bounds by throwing his body in front of it, which is a valiant defensive effort, but certainly not enough contact to merit a foul there. I disagree.
1-1 the score here. 15-15 left in regulation. Ball played forward. Famosaya gets a head on it over to Rosales on the left wing. Gets down, chasing down from behind. Afalabi Jacob, and a foul going to be called. A little bit too much contact from behind.
Yeah, definitely. The physicality only increases as this game goes along, and I have to wonder how much of it is a concerted game plan. You felt like it was that for Goshen College, but now happening more so for Purdue Northwest, and maybe a little bit of frustration on their parts.
Great ball to the near sideline. Francois Revalier forward for Mangunda. He's got Rollins on the outside, gives it to him. Working against, he throws it into the box. Knopfsinger is there, but David comes out to clear this one away. A little bit too close to the goal mouth.
Yeah, you want a cross to be a little bit harder hitting than that. It's very easy for the goalkeeper to react and get himself in the correct position when it's so high and lofting and slow.
Chincharovich with it, plays it middle for Ugarte. Ugarte plays it forward, looking up top for Jacobs. Jacobs flicks it forward. Guarino working on the near sideline with it now. He's got Francois Revalier to beat. Instead plays it off for Jacob. Jacob to the middle. And now Ribeiro takes a hit. It dips just over the crossbar. It will be a goal kick for the Maple Leafs.
An impressive
for
hit.
the Pride.
He got the bend he wanted, but it just wasn't quite on target. And Jaime Garcia will check back into the game with a yellow card. And who is he going to replace?
Purdue Northwest, number 9, Jaime Garcia.
That's number 29, Murillo Cunha. We'll check out of the game.
Escalante's goal kick, driven towards the far sideline. Ashwin tries to get a head on it. Dopke rises over him and gets the first touch. However, comes near sideline. Francois Revalier will settle it, place it forward for Rollins, but instead to the head of Toro. Flick forward by Ribeiro, and Francois Revalier now gets a touch for the Maple Leafs. Dopke puts it right back forward, and there's Guarino with it. Only Francois Revalier to beat, but great D from Ethan Francois Revalier. Somehow Jacob ends up with the ball, touches it forward for Guarino. Into the box, trying to get through 2 or 3 defenders, takes a hit. Great hand save from Johan Escalante on that far post. Keep it knotted at 1 apiece. Now the ball back in from Spence, looking far post. Escalante will grab this one clearly. Another great play from the Maple Leaf goalkeeper. 13 minutes remaining in the second half.
Unbelievable reaction by Johan Escalante. In a thick crowd of players like that, a bending ball on the outside of the crowd is so hard to properly react to, but Escalante saw it coming and got his hand in the perfect place.
Ball moving forward, Knopfsinger with it for the Maple Leafs. Plays it out far side for Jesus Dominguez Olvera. Takes a touch to the middle, continues into the middle, tries to get around one. Great stick defense there, and here come the Pride. Ribeiro chips it forward, looking for Afalabi Jacob. It's too hard, and will go all the way back to Escalante. He rolls it out for Chupp on the far side. Chupp looking to the middle. He's going to go with a long ball, puts a little bit too much air on it, and Chincharovic gets there first, heads it back forward, and now Guarino with it. 3-on-3 for the Pride. Wants it on his left foot, you can tell. Instead, it's deflected to Ribeiro. He plays it right wing for Spence. Spence goes right at Rosales. Great D from Rosales. And Dominguez Olvera to clear it off the end line, over the sideline for a throw instead of a corner kick. 11:50 left here in regulation. Still knotted at 1 apiece. Maple Leafs scored in the first half. The Pride answered in the second. Reyes with it on the far side. Touches towards the middle. Ribeiro with it. Turns, working down towards the end line. Gets around 2 defenders. Now will throw a ball into the box. And there's Escalante with the diving save. Despite that one quarter kick conundrum thing earlier, Escalante has had a great game.
Yeah.
That kick is headed by Toro out of the air right to the middle to Dopke. He settles it down and gets it off for Garcia. Garcia moving forward, gets it to Jacob. Cleared away by Jilks. Great job from the Maple Leafs. Ashwin in the middle with it now. Looks to the outside, now plays the left foot forward. Great diving slide there to block that one way by Charovic. But the Maple Leafs maintain it. Rollins, however, loses it out of play on the near sideline. Right idea, wrong execution again. Toro trying to move that throw-in down the sideline, and he's being called all the way back. Ball forward for Guarino with it. He flicks to the middle, right to Famosaya for the Maple Leafs. And ball cleared over to the far side for Rosales with plenty of space as he crosses midfield. Touches to the middle. Doesn't really have anywhere to go, so drops it back to Chupp. He's going to have to clear it away. Finds the space. We'll see if Rollins can get there. He cannot. It's going to be a Pride throw. 3 Maple Leafs could have potentially gotten to that one, and none of them did.
It's the right idea by Jaden Chupp, but kicking it into space, maybe a little bit too much space.
It's going to be a Maple Leaf throw. Great work there from Famosaya. They're going to actually say he let it roll out of play, though, before playing it off of the defender. So it will be Pride throw, and Toro up the line. Gets to Jacob. His touch is a bit big. Rollins gets spun around there, and it's going to stay Pride throw-in further down the line. 10 minutes remain here in the second half. 1-1 the score. Goshen and Purdue University Northwest all knotted up. We got a
Substitutions coming in. Ollie Smith and Nate Nussbaum. Nussbaum coming back into the game.
Famosaya and Rollins were the two to check out.
Famosaya and Rollins will take a seat. Rollins not in there for very long. Made some key mistakes down the line.
That was more of a resting Smith versus putting in Rollins.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Mangunda working through 2. Accidentally steps on the ankle of Toro, who is still down, but the ball continues in play. No whistle. Ugarte on the far side gives it to Reyes, and now Toro is back up. Ball in the middle, Dopke with it. Plays it forward for Purdue University Northwest. Now Ribeiro, far side. Spence with it. Spence looks down the line for Jacob. He touches back and plays it back to the middle for Spence. Spence goes back out towards that far sideline. Now circles back and will drop it back to Reyes, who attacks forward with it towards the middle. Square ball to the middle for Ribeiro. Back out to the wing for Spence. Spence down the line now, 18 extended out, plays it to the middle, takes a deflection right to Garcia, wants it on the left, continues on his right down to the end line, poked away by Jilks. It's going to go over the end line, can't quite get there to save it, so it will be a corner kick for the Pride. 1-1, Goshen College, Purdue Northwest, both kicking off their 2016 soccer seasons. I mean, it's closer and closer. 8:25 left now in regulation.
Yeah, if there were any time for that super special set play to come out for Purdue Northwest, maybe they're saving it for later in the season, but we'll see if they have something designed here for this corner kick.
Garcia serves the ball into the box. Escalante punches it free and then chasing it down himself, but we're going to have a whistle. Foul from behind on Ugarte regardless, so it will be Maple Leaf free kick. Escalante takes it quick. Right there is Francois Revalier. He'll play it up the line for Smith. Smith takes a touch, and Toro steps right in front. Great defense from Toro. Plays it up the line now for Jacob. Jacob to the middle for Ribeiro. Touches around one. Now only Nussbaum his way. He's going to have a right-footed shot. It's over the crossbar. More and more offensive pressure and offensive opportunities for Purdue Northwest. And the Maple Leafs don't really have a response.
Yeah, the Pride definitely figured something out. And Aaron Patrick trying to shake up his lineup to reflect their late struggles here. Kyle Ramirez in goal will replace Mangunda, and Mangunda cannot return for the second half of play.
He can return for overtime. Showed this game go that far. Ball in the middle, 3 go up. Ashelman ends up with it for the Maple Leafs. Touches it forward, but he's running away. He does earn the foul. He was sandwiched between Dopke and Spence. It'll be Nate Nussbaum to take the kick. It's about just towards the offensive half of that center circle. E is wide open on the near side. Ethan Francois Revalier gets it right away. Pride took a little bit to notice that. He's already a few feet forward. Now plays it line for Oliver Smith. Ollie Smith will serve one into the box. It's going to be a low-driven near post. Deflected out of play. Corner kick for the Maple Leafs. 6:40 remaining.
Boy, why would you leave Francois Revalier all alone like that? I know he's playing a defensive position, but if you scout the Goshen College Maple Leafs, you have to know that Francois Revalier is going to be making offensive charges. And definitely an opportunity for the Leafs has been manufactured. Ollie Smith's corner kick.
It's going to be a right-footed outswinger looking to land it right around the 6th to the penalty spot. It's going to be long to say actually it went out of play and then came back into play. So it'll be a goal kick for the Pride. Another wasted opportunity as we dip towards 6 minutes remaining in regulation. Ball in the middle. Dopke serves this one right down the middle long. Joke's going to put a foot on this one right to the two Ramirez. Engel drops it off for Francois Revalier. Defender coming from behind, so we'll clear it up the line. Nossinger and Smith both there. And yet Dopke and Toro and Chincharovich able to work that one free. Smith was near sideline now. Revalier back to Ashelman in the middle. He turns and hits one towards the far side. Reyes will get a head on it. Dominguez Olvera was there to clean up the scraps if he hadn't. Spence now plays one forward down the middle. Great job from Jilks again getting a foot on it. This time the Pride do keep possession, and now Chupp will clear it away. Dominguez Olvera chasing the ball to the far sideline. Reyes on his back. It's going to go out of play. They're going to say it's Pride ball immediately thrown into Garcia, running against Nussbaum. Gets around him, and now in towards the middle, dumps it off for Ribeiro. He is kind of taken down, kind of fell over the ball, that is, by Ramirez Engel. Nonetheless, the Pride keep possession ball right side. Now Jacob with it. Off the lobby, Jacob. Looks at Nussbaum, gets around him. Trying to get around a second, gets into the box, down towards the end line. Looks to clear it into the middle, takes a deflection off of Jaden Chupp, who slid right alongside him over the end line. It will be a corner kick for the Pride. Now 4:40 remaining in regulation.
And as you said, the opportunities only continue to pile here at the end. Maybe some fatigue setting in for the Maple Leafs, but at this point you almost feel like GC just needs to survive to get to overtime. This offensive pressure really starting to get to the Leafs. Let's see if they manage to hold the tie.
Garcia's ball into the box to the penalty spot. Great positioning. Knopfsinger goes up and then immediately is holding his head as he comes down. Ashelman has it on the near sideline. Knopfsinger is still down, and Ashelman's just going to poke this one out of play. And the clock is immediately stopped, and Erica Alberton immediately, the trainer, onto the field to check this one out. 4:09 on the clock. Knopfsinger now back up right as Alberton gets there.
Isn't that how it always is?
Rather that than the other way around.
Yeah. A break for both teams, though, really beneficial for the Leafs. They're starting to lose their legs a little bit out there.
Getting some water. Pride and Maple Leafs both over on the near sideline getting water, talking with their coaches, figuring out what to do in the remaining 4:09. Should the game remain tied, we will go to overtime. It'll be 2 15-minute overtimes. In between the teams will switch ends and play immediately. Won't have really any of a break. And should that remain scoreless, the game will end in a tie. However, if either team does score, it is golden goal.
Note that Goshen has a relatively short lineup on the field right now. They have some taller players on the roster, but guys like Ari Benjamin are sitting on the bench right now. So maybe the Leafs looking again to make more of a crisp passing kind of offensive possession. And there you saw Purdue Northwest surrender the ball to Johan Escalante.
Sportsmanship at its finest right there. Maple Leafs with the ball now. Chup plays it towards the near sideline, and it splits right between Smith and Francois Revalier. It'll be a Pride throw. Up the line, Guarino with it. Guarino still working, now drops it back for Toro. Toro looks to the middle. He'll drop it back to his center back in Ugarte. Ugarte moving forward, goes far side for Spence. It's over his head. Rosales will get there. He'll decide to play it off the line for Domingos Olvera to the middle for Ashelman. Here come the Maple Leafs. Ashelman in the middle. He's faster than Dobke. Can't quite keep up. To the middle. He'll fakes the shot, continues near side, and gets it off for Smith. Smith takes a touch around one, tries playing it to the middle. Ashelman tried and cleared away. Can't quite get it there, but it does fall to Revalier all the way back at midfield. Far side now Rosales. Maple Leafs will try again. Domingos Olvera gets a touch. Coming to the middle, working against Spence and Reyes. Good spin move, maintains possession. Back to the middle for Nussbaum. Nussbaum lays it off for Ashelman. He'll have a hit. It's low and just wide of the near post. Goal kick for the Pride.
That's what I was looking for from Ashelman earlier. Start to take these rips. Start to show that you're going to do it. Give the ball up to Ollie Smith, which in a lot of cases is fine. But you're running late in the game here, and they did not have numbers. Good to see Ashelman take a rip the second time.
2:40 left on the clock. Reyes with the ball off the goal kick on the far sideline, slowly dribbling forward, plays it towards the line for Spence. His pass up the line deflected off Jesus Domingos Olvera, who immediately grabs his gut, falls to his knees. Ball in the middle, Ribeiro with it. Ashelman is there, pokes it to Nossinger. Nossinger cuts it back, lays it forward for Ashelman. Ashelman in the box, turns to his left foot, hits it. Oh, right at the waiting hands of Miguel David. But more great offense from the Maple Leafs. 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. 1-1 the score. Toro up the near sideline looking for Jacob. He slides, loses his footing a little bit, slides out of bounds. Maple Leaf throw in.
And you heard that applause for Ashelman. He made a great play against 3 defenders, but when it came time to take a shot, all he had was his left foot and just sliding to the ground against that defensive pressure. About the best shot he could have gotten in that situation.
Ball bouncing around in the middle. Nussbaum will settle it down for Francois Revalier. He'll clear it up the near sideline looking for Nofsinger, but instead finds Chincharovic. Chincharovic loses it. Dobke now plays it forward. Revalier tries to get a foot on it, falls over instead, and Jacob moving forward with it as Garcia takes a hit, and it's right at Escalante. He had 2 players making runs into the boxes that might have been better options, but nonetheless, 80 seconds remaining here in regulation, all knotted up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, that was a prime opportunity for Northwest to win the game in regulation, but taking a hit from outside the box when you have numbers and other players streaking forward, a questionable choice.
Garcia with it in the middle, poked away by Nussbaum, and then Ramirez angled there as well. However, Dobke cleans up and plays it over the far sideline to Ribeiro.
1 minute remaining.
Ribeiro with it, chips it into the line looking for Jacob. They're going to let this one roll all the way to the far side. It will stay in bounds, so Revalier is going to have to do something with it. Gets it up for Smith, who flicks it forward. Nofsinger and Chincharovic in a foot race. Nofsinger a little physical there, pushes, and there's going to be a foul. 40 seconds remaining. We do have a stoppage of play, 43 seconds to be exact.
Unquestionably a foul on Nofsinger there, and the clock's going to stop with so little time left. This might be Northwest's last opportunity, so we'll see if they've got any tricks in the bag, but overtime seems pretty likely at this point.
43 seconds. Clock starts on contact for Chincharovic. There it is. Ball served into the box, about at the top of the 18, and Chup just flicks it on and out of play, so it's going to be a corner kick for the Pride.
Not what Chup was looking for. He wanted to head it back forwards, and instead it's going to be a corner kick. This is about as good of an opportunity with this little time that the Pride could have hoped for. But Goshen has done a good job defending against the corners so far. See if
Ball
they
in
do it
from
again.
Garcia, 20 seconds remaining. Escalante coming out, gets a hand on it, gets a paw on it, just kind of bats it away. And then Smith settles it down, playing it out for Knopfsinger, but Reyes is going to get there. Now with 12 seconds left, another opportunity. Ball down to 10, Garcia into the box. Chupp heads it right back where it came from. It's going to go out for a throw-in. And with 4 seconds left, not enough for the Pride. Ball in, 1 second left, and there's the horn. There's the whistle. And so overtime it's going to be. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll reset and get ready for overtime. You're listening to your home for Goshen College Athletics. 90 minutes of soccer, not enough. Bonus soccer here tonight in the season opener. The sun shining through the clouds behind us and splashing the field with golden sunlight. So we get potentially 20 more minutes of soccer, or as little as, I guess, what do you want to say, 3? How long does it take to score?
I don't know. I've seen some pretty fast goals in the past. It's pretty low percent.
It is a golden goal overtime here. That means 2 10-minute periods. The teams will switch ends at the intermission there, but they will not have time to come over and talk to the coaches. They'll just immediately switch and continue playing. However, it is golden goal, so should someone score, they win the game. Though it looks like Purdue Northwest Purdue lost the toss, so Goshen College will have the ball to start here, and we'll see which sides. It looks like Purdue Northwest originally went to the left side of the field, and then now they're coming back to the right side of the field. So it looks like the Maple Leafs will be moving left to right, and the Pride will be moving right to left here for the first 10 minutes. 1-1 the score. Goshen's goal came in the first half. Ollie Smith capitalized on a penalty kick drawn by Brody Knopfsinger. That was back in the 18th minute. And then in the second half, a beautiful shot came off the foot of Alec Guarino from the top of the box to tie it up at 1 apiece. That goal came in the 70th minute, just about 20 minutes left. In the center circle, Knopfsinger and Famosaya for the Maple Leafs. It's the starting 10 of the starting 11 from the game. TJ White gets the start on the far sideline. Ball in the middle, Ashman working with it. Famosaya with it now, pulls it far side, Ashman fakes the touch out to White and pulls it back to the middle, gets around the defender, great touches from Ashman, now plays it down the line to White, gets around Reyes, looking towards into the box now on the far end line. Just trying to earn something, however, can't get the deflection. It's going to be a goal kick for the Pride, but a good start for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, good play by TJ White. I think he recognized a corner kick was about as good as he was going to get, but cornered against the side there. He wasn't able to get anything better than a goal kick.
Reyes with it off the goal kick. Plays it up into the middle. Looking for Brownsy. However, it just trickles out of play. Miss-hit pass right there. Ball up the line for White. Running around him is Spence, but he can't keep it in play. It'll be another Maple Leaf throw about 10 yards up the field. Rosales again to White. Now gives it back to Rosales. Touches middle for Nussbaum. Plays it back. Great job. Small ball there from the Maple Leafs. Famosaya will clear it cross field now. And Ethan Francois Revalier settles it down. Revalier across midfield on the near side. He's met there by Ribeiro. Touches it for Smith. Smith gets around Toro this time, but there in defense is Ribeiro, but it falls back to the mode of Smith. Smith working on Toro. Can't quite get around him. Falls to the ground there. Toro falls to the ground this time, and now Toro's the one that's going to get the call. Even though both players went down, it'll be a free kick.
Man, great footwork from Ollie Smith. He was really keeping Fernando Toro at bay, and to Toro's credit, he was keeping the pressure up, but again, a foul given in the way of the man who is a little more dramatic on the play.
2 minutes gone by here in the first overtime period. No one has scored, so the game continues. Jancharovic serves this one in to Ribeiro, top of the 18. Ashelman there in defense, pokes it up free, and now White has it moving towards the far sideline. Looking upfield now, gets around towards the middle. They're going to call the whistle, even though Nussbaum had it moving forward, and now Ashelman is holding his calf. Might be cramping. Clock has been stopped. Albertan does jog onto the field. 7:48 left in the first overtime. Believe it is just cramping. He just continues to hold that calf. Albertan stretching out the cramped muscle now.
Well, it looks like Goshen is looking to play a little bit more like they did in that first half, where they mustered offensive opportunities by kind of just getting the ball into the right area for things to happen and hoping their athletes make that magic occur. It's definitely not a bad plan. It merited them many opportunities in the first half, only one of which could eventually be converted upon. A safer approach in the second half worked for a long time, but eventually fatigue and a few defensive errors got in the way. Still Goshen in fine shape heading into the rest of this game. Ashelman will jog off, but I assume he's going to come right back on. Well,
we'll see what head coach Aaron Patrick does. Dominguez Olvera has actually jogged onto the field, so I think he is making the replacement. And so Ashelman's going to get a bit of a break. Nussbaum to take the kick. Ball back into play. Serves it forward towards the box. Spence gets a head on it for the Pride. Cleared away then by Ribeiro. Nussbaum in a foot race with Garcia. Nussbaum getting there first. Garcia then gets the second touch. Ball played away by Toro for Purdue Northwest. Francois Revalier settles it back. We're going to get a handball call. It was accidental, but the call nonetheless. Be another Pride free kick. Looks like Fernando Toro will jog over to take this one. Lobs this one way forward. And coaches on the Maple Leaf bench are more than happy to let him know about this one. And the clock has been stopped at 7:11 now, so the ball could be moved back.
Yeah, we need
8 yards is the estimation here by the center official as to how far back the foul actually occurred.
Yeah.
Or the violation, I should say. It was a handball, not a foul.
Quite a bit of difference between where Toro tried to place the ball and where the referee actually wanted it.
Ball played is left short, and TJ White easily controls this one. Famosaya with it now. Looks to switch it for Knopfsinger, but can't quite get enough on it. But the ball played right back to Famosaya. Bad touch. And Ribeiro pokes it forward for Garcia. Up the left line, Guarino, it's a foot race, and Jokes will get there first. The long legs helping out Tevin Jokes. Pokes it out of play. There'll be a throw-in. Purdue Northwest throws it back in for Ribeiro. Touches it forward for Garcia. Back out to the corner for Guarino. Guarino left foot into the box. Jokes heads away. Dominguez Olvera does get a touch, but Ribeiro ends up with the ball. He drops it off now for Spence. Spence settles, takes a few touches, and now working against TJ White. Lets it off for Brownsy turns to the middle, wants it on the left foot, takes a hit, deflects off of Chupp towards the middle for Knopfsinger. Trying to settle and turn the other way. Can't quite get it, and the Pride contain possession. Dopke comes near side. Guarino with it. Guarino fakes to the left and comes to the middle. Keeps it on his right foot, dribbling around defenders, but forced to go back towards the middle. Now Dopke with it on the left side. He's got time. He's going to drive one in towards the far post. And Escalante is there waiting for it. 5:55 left here in the first overtime.
Looked like that might have been a pass, or at least an intended one, but Escalante easily collects it.
It's the underside of this one a bit too much, and it comes short, but Nussbaum is there. So is Dominguez Olvera with possession. He receives a bit of a push, and there's the foul. Shirt tugging. It'll be a Maple Leaf free kick just across half field. 5.5 left here in the first overtime.
All right, now getting to work around a set piece. Tevin Jilks going way up. Might be trying to use his height.
I think they're going to do this one. Nussbaum standing over the ball, just going to drive it in towards that 6 area and hope that they can either get a flick or get the ball to fall to the right player here. Jilks and Knopfsinger in the box, and there's the ball forward looking for Jilks. It's just over his head. Reyes has it settled down now by Rosales. Touches it off for Dominguez Olvera. Plays it forward for Francois Revalier.
Great
Here come the
find.
Maple Leafs, another gun. He touches into the middle. He's going to have a hit. Oh, what a hit from Francois Revalier. Diving save from Miguel David. Pushes it wide of that near post. It'll be a Maple Leaf corner kick.
And that's the dynamic Francois Revalier brings to the game. He's always making plays on the back line, but there he charges up forward. A great find on the near side of the field, and a fantastic rip by Francois Revalier. Great
Using
play.
the outside of that right foot there to curve it towards the middle and then back out towards that post. Over the ball, Rosales plays it back towards the top for Nussbaum. Has a hit towards the middle, takes a bounce, deflects, and clears away by Brownsy. Francois Revalier with it at the half-field line, working against Garcia up the near sideline. Now he's going to play it into the box again, looking for Knopfsinger. It's over his head, but he's going to be the first to get to it. He's got a drop in TJ White. He gives it to him. White fakes, coming around the edge of the 18, now drops it off for Jilks. Back to the middle for Dominguez Olvera. Turns, squares up, going to play it right for Nussbaum. Nussbaum plays it out wide for Francois Revalier. Gets around one towards the end line. Puts the ball in the middle. Oh! Right across, about 3 yards away from that goal mouth. Just straight across, right through everyone. And over the end for a goal kick.
This is authentically some of the better offensive execution we've seen from the Leafs so far. Instead of being reliant, I was wrong. They did not switch back to that first half strategy. They maintained a more sophisticated offensive approach, and now it's working better than it did in the entire second half.
Guarino checks out as Afalabi Jacob checks in for the Pride. Purdue Northwest bring the ball forward is Chincherovich. Drives the ball down the near sideline. It's 2-on-1 for the Pride, but Ethan Francois Revalier there, the one for the Maple Leafs, able to get the job done. Plays it forward for Smith. Smith has space in front of him. Knopfsinger ahead and White there as well. Touches around Dopke in the middle. Ball ends up at the foot of Dominguez Olvera and Nussbaum. Nussbaum plays it out wide for White on the left side. Tries to touch back inside by Spence, but unable to do so. Reyes ends up with it and chips towards the sideline. Keeps it in bounds. Now going to lay it off for Spence. And a little bit of that pressure alleviated for the Pride. Ball up that far sideline now. Chupp gets ahead on it, keeps it in play towards the middle. Finds the foot of TJ White. Great play from Chupp. White working with it. He's got Smith. He's going to give it to him. Ooh, can't quite get a touch on that one. Runs long for Fernando Toro. Toro into the middle, loses it to Famosaya. Comes out left for Francois Revalier. 2 players slide into that one. Neither of them seems hurt, though. Maple Leafs do have the ball along the back line. Jaden Chupp. Brownsley applying a little bit of pressure. Looks to the middle for Nussbaum. Great turn from Nussbaum. Lets it go through his legs, then chips it out for Knopfsinger. He lets it go through his legs down towards the corner. He's playing against Ugarte. Comes back towards the middle. Gets around 1, gets through 2, and then the ball is cleared away as he was tripped up a bit. Rosales ends up with it, gives it to Francois Revalier. He runs towards the end, looking to chip it in. Now plays it out wide instead for Smith. Smith will play it into the box. 4 post over the head of everyone. Nussbaum gets a foot on it, but it's right at Miguel David on that near post on the far side.
Yeah,
1:50 left here in the first overtime.
The intent of that pass, definitely looking for the header. The foot at the very end, not a very high percentage shot. Meanwhile, Francois Revalier is everywhere.
Everywhere. Settling that ball down, taken away by Jacob, but Jilks will clear it away. Takes the deflection, and it will be a Maple Leaf throw as that one knocked off of the leg of Jacob.
Boy, visibly tired is Ethan Francois Revalier, and it's understandable. He is everywhere on the near side of the field, making plays for Goshen College, keeping them in this tied ball game.
Throws it in up the line for Ollie Smith. He settles and flicks it forward. Now here comes Dominguez Olvera. This is a completely different Maple Leaf team from what we saw in the second half as they move forward. Knopfsinger up the line for Smith. Reyes attacking from the middle. He gets there first, and up the near sideline he comes with it. Plenty of energy for Reyes. Places up the line for Jacob. Afalabi Jacob to the middle for Jaime Garcia. He will flick it forward right into the head of Tevin Jilks. And another great defensive stop for the Maple Leafs. Rosales up the left side. On a strong left foot, drops off for TJ White. White back to the middle for Dominguez Olvera. He's got plenty of open players on the near side. Famosaya the one with it now. He's going to have the far hit. Takes a swerve just wide of that near post. 38 seconds left here in the first overtime period. Sub to check in.
Again, I love what we're seeing from Goshen College so far. It's Felix Gunzel coming back into the game after a long rest. Fernando Toro will step off the field.
Substitution for the Pride, number 10.
20 seconds left as the clock has been running this whole time. The ball not back in the goal box, so they got to play it all the way back. Now 15 left. We'll see if they even get the kick off.
Yeah, I think this is fine for both teams. Northwest would like a little bit of a rest after a Goshen onslaught so far in overtime.
They do get the kick off with 4 seconds remaining in the half. And so Chincherevich just going to play this one out of play, let the clock run out. And that's the end of the first overtime. They're going to actually be allowed 2 minutes on their respective benches here in the center official before they switch for the second overtime period. Score remains 1-1. Goshen's goal coming off the foot of Ollie Smith from the penalty spot back in the 18th minute. Notched it off the underside of the crossbar on the left side and into the back of the net. That penalty kick was earned by Brody Knopfsinger. Then in the second half, the answer came off the foot of Alec Guarino. A lovely left-footed shot from the top of the 18 floated just over the head and arms of Johan Escalante to knot the game at 1 apiece.
I love what we saw from Goshen College. Like you said, looking immensely better than they did in that entire second half. A sudden rush of energy, the likes of which you don't necessarily expect in the overtime period of the very first game of the entire season. Ethan Francois Revalier, in particular, as I already said, playing meticulously well. Seemed to be everywhere his team needed him on the field. Took a fantastic rip on goal, nearly won the game for him. At the very least, the defensive plays coming out from Francois Revalier have been superb.
A minute gone by here in this mini halftime of overtime. Bonus soccer, free soccer here from the Goshen College Athletic Complex, Goshen College Soccer Complex, the John Ingold Athletic Complex. As we're staying knotted at 1 apiece. The teams will switch ends, so Goshen will be moving right to left, and Purdue Northwest will be moving left to right. All the players out there getting stretched out, wiggled out there, trying to keep those legs alive here as they push towards the end. Maximum 10 minutes remaining of soccer. If neither team scores in those 10 minutes, it will end a draw. However, if either team scores in that 10 minutes, they win the game at that moment.
Interested to see what substitutions we potentially see from Goshen in the second half. They might be confident with their current roster, but I'd love to see Ari Benjamin back in the game. He played very well, despite not getting on the score line in his time so far in this game. Seems like a valuable asset to Goshen going forward, if not immediately here in the second half of overtime.
Benjamin did not play in the second half. However, did see valuable minutes there late in the first. It'll be a Purdue Northwest kick. Once again, they'll be moving left to right. Maple Leafs moving right to left. Same team that was out there to end the first overtime is out to start the second one. That holds true for both sides.
Escalante coming back to the sideline. Here's something from one of the assistant coaches, and now he's back.
Goalie coach Cody Troyer in his third season joined the program at the same time head coach Aaron Patrick did. Troyer played his college ball at Bethel College and his high school ball just up in Middlebury at Northridge High School. Ball back in, and we are underway. Ribeiro to the near sideline to Spence. The Pride with possession, looking back to the middle. Plays it forward, but no one's there. Jokes will settle this one down, play it out to the wing for Francois Revalier. Revalier working up the line. Gets across midfield, still no defensive pressure. Now jumps it off for Smith. Great flick touch there from Smith to get around the defender, Chincherevich. To the end line, swings it into the middle. But TJ White cannot quite get there before the goalie Miguel David scoops that one up. We remain knotted one apiece and continue to play soccer.
I just cannot imagine the rationale behind leaving Ethan Francois Revalier alone like that. He was able to carry it up a third of the field all by himself.
The clearance header from Jane Chump falls right to the foot of Brownsy. He ends up with it and then poked away by Famosaya and Dominguez Olvera. TJ White with it now moving forward. Looks forward for Nossinger. He loses it right to Reyes right after the play on had been finished. And now Gunzel on the left side with it. Spins around. Nussbaum pokes out a free. Nussbaum swings it far side looking for Smith. Chincherevich jumps in front of that one with his chest and gets it forward to Jacob. Jacob looking to the middle. Touches it for Gunzel. Falls to the foot of Garcia. He somehow wasn't offsides. And actually they're going to say he was. The flag went up a little bit late there. And so it'll be a free kick for the Maple Leafs. 8.5 minutes remaining here this evening.
The opportunity didn't turn into anything even without the offsides. But uncomfortable position for Goshen to be in there, especially with Gunzel, who scored the goal before. And right in the middle in that penalty kick area.
Escalante puts the ball back into play. But, however, it's right to the Pride all around. Jacob touches it middle for Garcia. Lays it off now for Gunzel. Actually running through is Ribeiro. Trying to cut it back now. Took a kick to the back of the heel. Tried to play it off and then decided to keep playing. Now TJ White ends up with it coming forward. Great touch there. Runs right into Spence, however. And here come the Pride. Gunzel switches it forward. Great dive there from Chup, able to manipulate and get the ball there. Ball takes deflection, rolls over the end line. It'll be a goal kick. Team's now with 7:50 to score or leave here with a tie.
Some really clutch defensive plays there. Jaden Chup in particular making a goalie-esque reaction to block that incoming pass. And now Escalante has the ball at his feet.
Escalante off the goal line. The kick away. Falls. Great touch from White right back to the foot of Nussbaum. Then his pass takes a deflection and ends up with the Pride. Ball forward. Jokes will head this one away. Chincherevich will head it right back. Now Nussbaum has it, settles it down on the ground, then plays it up in the air. Chincherevich on it again. This time, Jacob just clears it all the way back. This one's going to dribble all the way back to Escalante. He'll scoop it up. He's got Rosales on the near sideline, throws it here quite easily. Spence coming quite quickly. Ball deflects off of Spence, off of Rosales, and out of play. 7 minutes left here this evening in the second overtime. Chup gets the header there over Gunzel. Ball falls to Dominguez Olvera, plays it left side, way out of the range of Francois Revalier. He will be able to chase it down before that far sideline, however. Turns upfield, working along that far sideline. No defensive pressure, so he's just going to keep going. Now receives some pressure and plays it into the middle. There's Knopfsinger. It's a little long, but Knopfsinger will keep it in play. Oh, they're going to say it went over the sideline. The far official. Not quite sure if he could have seen that one, but nonetheless, it is the call. And it'll be a goal kick.
Once again, the Pride not respecting Francois Revalier in space. And coming in for the Pride, a substitution is Alec Guarino. And who's going to come in?
Michael Brownsey will be headed out.
Yes.
Alec Guarino.
David to put the ball back into play. Thinking about the short play across the box, decides otherwise, and we'll just clear this one away. 6:06 left here in the second overtime. Smith working on the far side, poked away from him by Ribeiro. That pass knocked down by Revalier. Back to Smith now. Smith playing on the far sideline against Ribeiro. Pokes it down the line, keeps it in play. Continuing on now, gets it around Jacobs, serves it into the box. This one's long and drifts over the crossbar. It'll be a goal kick. 5:40 remaining.
Even so, some of these searching crosses into the zone, Goshen not exactly equipped to deal with that kind of offense. Some shorter forwards in play. You'd like to see more runs and less of these searching balls to diminutive players.
Ball played short to Jancherovich on the far side. Moves forward into the middle. Looks the through ball. Misses a bunch of players and falls to Francois Revalier. Immediately puts it back into the middle. Now Nussbaum with it. Comes near side for Rosales. Rosales and Spence in another foot fight. This time Spence wins and keeps it in play down the line. He's got player in the middle. Chupp gets in the way of that one. Great defense from Jaden Chupp, showing those 3 years of varsity experience right there. Knopfsinger with the ball at the center circle, right at the center mark. Drops it off for Dominguez Olvera. He's got a drop in Nate Nussbaum. Gives it to Famosai. He's got a defender on his back, so he'll give it back to Francois Revalier on the far wing. 4:45 left. Revalier across midline to Smith. It's deflected back, and Jilks is going to get there. And Gunzel goes down. No whistle. And the Maple Leafs have possession. Finally, no whistle on the play there. And the player is back up fine as now.
Yep, no player was merited whatsoever. That was a textbook flop.
Ball in the middle. Garcia drops it off for Dopke. Dopke for Ribeiro. Ribeiro down to Garcia. Pride stringing together a few passes, looking to get something out of this. Ball drop back. Jilks will clear this way. Now we're going to have ball's going to come back. There was a play on, so it's going to be a free kick for Purdue Northwest, about 35 yards out. With 4 minutes left on the clock.
That time some feet getting tangled up, and you have to call the foul there with such a good offensive possession for Northwest. That one definitely a merited free kick.
4:02 on the stopped clock while Jaime Garcia able to take his time getting up from that hard tackle. He stands over the ball, as does Alec Guarino, the goal scorer for the Pride. 3-man wall guarding the near post. 4 players making a run. Guarino takes the hit. And Escalante is going to have to push this one over the bar. Couldn't quite get it. There was some some dipping and on that ball. So it's going to be a corner kick. Clock starts again, 3:50 remaining.
Yeah, it looked like Escalante was caught off guard by the shot a little bit, but reacted in plenty of time. It's going to be a corner kick nevertheless.
Garcia to take. Left-footed in-swinger. Puts it short. Chupp gets a head on it, gets it away. Famosaya there as well, but Garcia's going to get to this one first. Tries playing it back in, rolls over the end line. Goal kick, 3:25 left in the second overtime.
Body's kind of flying in reaction to that corner kick. We're getting to the end of the game. People are desperate to score that winning goal.
Ball coming to the near sideline, right to the foot of TJ White. That one was called out from the bench, and great execution from Escalante. White with it, trying to keep it in play, loses it. It'll be a Pride throw. Spence throws into the middle for Garcia. Garcia right back to Spence. Takes a touch. Doesn't quite have anything. Just keeping the ball idly at his foot. Plays it down the line for Garcia. Garcia is into the box. Met there by Chupp. Chupp pokes it away. It'll be another corner kick. 2:45 left on the clock. Clock continues to tick down. Another corner kick for the Pride of Purdue University Northwest. Garcia to take another.
The Pride loading the top of the box.
Ball in. It's a high floater towards this penalty spot. Knocked down by Ugarte. Knopfsinger tries to clear it away. Deflects off of Jacob. Out of play for a goal kick.
And not the corner kick they were looking for. A little bit too high. Not focused enough on the area of players. Escalante's kick is right to Francois Revalier.
Francois Revalier with it now. Working on the far sideline. A little bit of pressure from Guarino. Plays it up the line anyway. This one's actually going to drift all the way back to Miguel David in goal for Purdue Northwest. They roll it out. Chincherovich with it. 1:50 remaining. Chincherovich towards the center circle. Floats one forward, just over the head of Guarino, and Francois Revalier will settle down. He plays it forward, trying to get for Smith. Finds the head of Chincherovich instead. Jacob able to keep this one in play. And Smith working with it over there now. And Ugarte is just going to clear this one out. 1:30 left. We're going to have a stoppage of play on that. Chincherovich asking for some help. Seems to be cramping up a bit. We're just going to have a sub. He's going to walk over to the far sideline and just sit out the remaining minute and a half. And checking in for him, Jacob Hill.
Yeah, Jacob Hill coming in for the first time and with very little time left to go in the game.
The freshman out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, played his high school soccer at Carroll High School. Francois Revalier will throw in. Looking towards the middle, gets it to Knopfsinger, trying to flick it straight up. Received a bit of a bump in the back. It's going to be a throw-in, no whistle. It'll be a throw-in for the Pride the other way. 1:20 left on the clock. Ball boy over that far side, really putting in work.
Yeah.
Back-to-back balls cleared quite a far distance away from that sideline.
He'll be in as good a shape as the players at this rate.
Ribeiro and Nussbaum working against each other to get the ball. The Pride end up with it moving forward. However, now at the foot of Famosaya. Famosaya across the middle to Rosales. Rosales looking up the line. He's got White up the line. Dominguez Alvera in the middle, looks cross field, trying to get it over to Smith. The deflection clear from Jacob, ends up a corner kick for the Maple Leafs with 50 seconds left. A prime opportunity for the Maple Leafs to steal this game.
Yeah, might just get ourselves a buzzer beater here. The Leafs haven't mustered too many opportunities. Their very first one was probably one of their better corner kicks when they laid it.
Smith to take.
They laid it just in front of the kick.
30 seconds on the clock now. Smith signals, and here's the kick. The in-swinger towards the penalty spot, goes long. Dominguez Alvera will get it down and have a chance for another entry. This time plays it short, actually, to TJ White. Poked away from him. Nussbaum's going to get there first to keep possession in the Maple Leafs. But with only 12 seconds left, they've got to do something now, or this game will end in a tie. Pride moving forward. They want a chance. They've got 6 seconds in a 3-on-3. Moving forward. Gunzel's going to have to hit it. Just over the crossbar, so close right as the clock expires. And this one ends up a 1-1 tie as the head coaches shake hands right in front of the stands here. And Goshen College moves to 0-0-1, as do the Pride of Purdue University Northwest. 1-1 the score. Goshen College's goal came back in the 18th minute off the foot of Ollie Smith. The goal on a penalty kick that was earned by Brody Knopfsinger, put it on the underside of the crossbar and into the back of the net. Then later in the second half, a shot from Alec Guarino off the left side of the top of the key found the back of the net just over the outstretched hands of Johan Escalante. And those are the only 2 goals of the contest as the team split and tie 1-1.
Well,
there's a lot happened there.
Yeah, that was that's a lot to process. Definitely an entertaining overtime. The second half looked surprisingly less energetic than the overtime period itself. Both teams obviously want to finish off that game with a goal. More opportunities coming for Goshen College in overtime, particularly the first period. Ethan Francois Revalier bringing a lot of them to fruition, but the game ends in a draw. Sometimes that can feel like a little bit of a loss for both teams, but Goshen should feel proud of their performance today. They certainly brought the energy right out of the gates. Unfortunately, wasn't able to convert on a second penalty kick, which for sure would have been the difference, but as it is, they earned 2 penalty kicks, converted one of them, and that's the goal that led to our draw.
Interesting. The team did have at least 2 overtime games last year, both in the same week, actually. Spring Arbor and Taylor, and the player then, Isak Huerta, netted game-winning goals both times, so they're used to winning in overtime. However, could not get it done today. Maple Leafs will be back in action on Tuesday when they travel up to Siena Heights up in Michigan. That is a 7 p.m. kickoff, and you will be able to have coverage on 91.1 The Globe, Goshen College's on-campus award-winning radio station. Myself, Andrew Snyder, will be broadcasting that game along with to-be-determined color commentator for that. We'll figure it out by then. You can tune in then to figure out who that'll be. Once again, 1-1, the final score here. 22 shots for Purdue Northwest, as opposed to only 11 for the Maple Leafs. However, in terms of shots on goal, it was 7-5, once again in favor of the Pride. So weren't afraid to take hits, but not necessarily putting a lot of them on frame.
Yeah, I think we definitely saw a more coordinated attack from Northwest, particularly in the second half of regulation. It didn't amount to terribly much since a lot of their execution was relatively poor. Escalante also making an excellent save in that second half. That proved to be very worthwhile. Excellent saves by both goalkeepers to keep the game at 1-1 instead of potentially 2-2.
3 yellow cards each for these two teams. Goshen committed 21 fouls as opposed to 14 for Purdue Northwest. Escalante will the no decision here. Will pick up the tie on his record, as will Miguel David. Once again, Goshen back in action on Tuesday when they take on Siena Heights up in Michigan. That about wraps it up for our coverage here this evening. Once again, my name's Andrew Snyder alongside J.D. Hirschberger. Goshen College and Purdue Northwest knotted at 1 apiece. And that's how the game ended after a full 90 and 20 minutes of overtime. Neither team able to find the back of the net a second time, and the game ends in a 1-1 draw. Goshen College back in action on Tuesday. You can hear it on your home for Goshen College Athletics 91.1 The Globe. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great evening.